some Syrian elements within the Syrian government. Will you do for the Kurdish rights protected on their effective forces against terrorism in Rojava, Syria continue as the Kurdish see you as a president does not abandon his allies?
Well, I like the Kurds, but just so you understand, the Kurds were paid tremendous amounts of money, were given oil and other things. So they were doing it for themselves more so than they were doing it for us. But we got along with the Kurds, and we are trying to protect the Kurds. That's correct.
As your speech in Davos, can you give us a preview of what we can expect as far as laying out the plans for Americans to be able to buy homes?
I think more than anything else, what I'm going to be speaking about is the tremendous success that we've had in 1 year. I didn't think we could do it this fast. Think of it, it's just now 12 months. And,
Hey, Demi.
I say it often. We have the most successful country in the world. We have the hottest
Edward,
anywhere in the world
the
by far.
King Edward III, welcome.
Absolutely stone cold dead. And I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be, because, a lot of them could use some of the advice as to what we did. They need energy. You take a look at their energy policy, they're going to destroy themselves with what they're doing with the windmills and all the nonsense. They need energy help badly, or they're going to be in big trouble, and they need immigration help badly. How much longer do you want to go? I do.
Mr. President, Mr. President.
I have a very important call with President Erdogan, who I like a lot. One or two more questions. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes. The red blouse. Go ahead.
You talked a lot at the beginning of this about the economy, some positive economic indicators. Polling shows the majority of Americans don't feel the economy is doing well. Are you worried you're making the same mistake as President Biden?
I hope I don't make the same mistake as him. Look, I inherited it's a great question, because we inherited a terrible, terrible mess. Between the border, between all the problems, the whole country was falling apart. And in 12 months, less than 12 months, in 12 months, we have the strongest border we've ever had. We have prices that are much, much lower than they were for the last time. We inherited very high prices. Remember this, inflation was at a historic high. We had never had inflation like that. They say 48 years, but whether it's 48 years or ever, we had the highest inflation, in my opinion, that we've ever had. Prices, because of that, were very high. We brought down eggs immediately. Remember the first news conference, they were screaming at me about eggs. I was in the position for 2 days, and we brought eggs down to lower than what they were before. And by the way, they continue that way. We brought the prices down from when I came into office, and from what Biden had, way down. We're going to bring them down further. But the job we did is a miracle. One of the reasons I'm doing this today is to explain. We inherited a mess, and we've made it a beautiful, beautiful picture. Think of gasoline at $1.99 in many states. $1.99 a gallon. It was $4.50, $5. In some cases, $6 or $7. We're at $1.99. And energy is so big that with energy, everything else comes down. But the prices are coming way down. And we're going to bring them down further. But we started up here with these guys. We inherited a country that was broken. We inherited a country, and I have a very warm spot. We've done very well with Venezuela. And by the way, that even in itself is going to help us bring down the oil prices. The Venezuelan oil, we've taken 50 million gallons of oil. We've taken 50 million barrels of oil out of Venezuela in the first 4 days. We've got millions of barrels of oil left. We're selling it on the open market. We're bringing down oil prices incredibly. And when they come down, and they've already come down, again, $1.99 a gallon for oil. Nobody thought they'd ever see it. All right, one or two more.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Mr. President.
Is the military option still on the table? And can you assure us that the killing in Iran has stopped? And when we got to the Peace Council, which members have to pay one?
So with Iran, are you from Iran?
No, I come with the White House.
Where are are you from?
I'm Palestinian American.
So with Iran, they were going to hang 837 people. And then let it be known that, and we let them know that if that happens, that will be a very bad day for them. And they decided not to do it. They didn't hang the people. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future, but supposedly they've taken that off the table. But they were going to, last week, they were going to hang on Thursday, Wednesday. They were going to hang, I think, 837 people. And they didn't hang anybody. So we're just going to have to see what happens with Iran. Is the military option open?
Let's go. Mr. President. Mr. President. Donald.
President Trump. Thank you, President
Go
Trump.
ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Go ahead, I'll take your question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Go ahead, right here.
Thank you, Mr. President. You promised during your second inaugural to always put America first. I'm curious, how would you winning the Nobel Peace Prize improve the lives of average, everyday Americans? Why is this prize so important?
It wouldn't improve the lives of any. What improved the lives of people are people that are living. I saved probably tens of millions of lives in the
He's
wars.
ignoring
You
me,
add up
dummy.
the numbers. Just if you look at any one of those wars, you're talking about millions of people. You multiply it times 8. But when you look at India and Pakistan, that could have been 10, 15, 20 million people. Could have been more than that. So I saved millions of people. So that to me is the big thing.
Mr. President, can you hit the like button? Mr. President,
You
please.
suggested a moment ago that perhaps the reason why a positive story about the economy isn't getting through is because of bad communications people. But are average Americans wrong to still feel high prices? And how much longer does the White House hope that they?
So I
will
think
stay?
a lot of people are listening to the fake news a little bit, and I'm not blaming anybody. I think I blame ourselves. I think we've done a much better job than we're able to promote. We're not promoting. We're doing a great job, and we're sort of letting the promotion take care of itself. One of the reasons I'm doing this news conference, I think it's important. We have taken a mess and made it really good. It's going to get even better. But if you look at prices from a year or a year and a half ago, you look at the Biden prices, they were way up through the sky. And, they use the word affordability. They just say affordability and they don't talk about it. They created the affordability problem, and we are solving it. We have solved a lot of it. Again, everybody agrees in this room, I think, gasoline prices have come per gallon way down.
Way down.
When that happens, everything else comes down, but they've come down way down. Many of the groceries have come way down. It's all happening, and it's happening strong. But if you go back a year and a half, 2 years, take a look at those prices and look at the prices now.
Mr. President.
You made a condition.
Where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Nice
You made,
place.
thank you. You made a condition that the political prisoners should be freed. It seems that they are not being as fast as they promised in the beginning. Would that be an issue for the current government?
They've agreed that they're going to let, I guess, most of them out. Or depends on what they did. But they have released a lot of. Released a lot of political prisoners in Venezuela.
President, earlier on last year, you had indicated that you wanted to take back the Panama Canal. I know we've heard a lot about Greenland. Is that still on the table?
I don't want to tell you that. Sort of. I must. Sort of. That's sort of. Okay, one more. Yes, Ron. Blue. Yes, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead with the blue. Holding the computer.
If a consequence of your determination to take control of Greenland is the ultimate breakup of the NATO alliance, is that a price you're willing to pay?
You mean the breakup of very
The
interesting.
NATO alliance.
So I think something's going to happen that's going to be very good for everybody. Nobody's done more for NATO than I have, as I said before, in every way. Getting them to go up to 5% of GDP was something that nobody thought was possible, and pay. At 2%, they weren't paying. At 5%, they are paying. And they're buying a lot of things from us, and they're giving them, I guess, to Ukraine. That's up to them, but they're giving them to whoever they're giving them to, but they're buying a lot. I think that we will work something out where NATO is going to be very happy, and where we're going to be very happy. but we need it for security purposes. We need it for national security and even world security. It's very important. How about it?
Thank you very much. First of all, last year you told me that you believe that the reason you won the election is because God put you in this place so that you could save the world. Looking back 1 year, do you feel like God is proud of the effort that you've put?
I do, actually. I think God is very proud of the job I've done. And that includes for religion. You know, we're protecting a lot of people that are being killed. Christians, Jewish people, lots of people are being protected by me that wouldn't be protected by another type of president. No, I think a lot of people are very proud of the job we've done. We've had an amazing year. This has been one of the greatest years. Even some people that wouldn't necessarily love me instinctively, they're saying this was an incredible year. We've had an incredible year economically. Look at our border. Our border was a disaster. People poured. It was an invasion into our country of a lot of very bad people. Good people too, but a lot of very bad people from prisons and drug dealers and gangs and horrible people, murderers, thousands and thousands of murderers allowed into our country. And we now have the strongest border of any country. There's probably not a country, I guess North Korea has a pretty strong border, by the way, but there's not.
Hey now, welcome, chat. Don't ever forget, chat always wins. You got that? Love you guys. With peace and love. Peace and love. So join me tonight at 7-Eleven. Yeah. Mr. President, Mr. President. What is going on? How we all doing tonight? Damn it. Why can't I skip this?
Rated, sometimes it's not, but we have a strong NATO. When I came here, we had a weak NATO. We had a NATO at 2%, and they weren't paying. We had a nothing NATO. NATO's, whether you like it or not, it's only as good as we are.
What?
If NATO doesn't have us, NATO is not very strong.
Mr. President.
President Trump.
Yes, go ahead.
Really appreciate it, sir. We've heard a long list of accomplishments from the last year. Could you cherry pick the top three? And then looking forward, what are your three most important priorities in 2026?
So I think the building of a really powerful military has been a great achievement, and that would include the Venezuela thing. That would include the attack on Iran and the wiping out of the nuclear threat. I think that's been really amazing what we've done militarily. I think what we've done in business has been incredible. We have $18 trillion coming in. Plants are being built all over. Thousands of plants are being built all over the country.
Millions.
18 trillion is a record. No country has ever come anywhere even close to that. I think that's a record. And I think that most favored nations for drugs is something that nobody thought they'd be able to get. Tariffs helped me there because the nations would have never gone along with it if I wasn't able to say, if you don't go along with it, we're going to put a 10 or 15 or 20% tariff on your nation.
What?
And they went along. And our drug prices are going to come down at numbers never even seen before, never even thought possible before. So those administrators, look at this, one after one. Boy, these are rough characters. These are all criminal, illegal aliens that in many cases they're murderers, they're drug lords, drug dealers. They're the mentally insane. There's some of them who are brutal killers. They're mentally insane. They're killers, but they're insane.
Guilty as charged.
These are just in Minnesota and California. It's worse. In other states, it's worse. You know, Minnesota, the crime is
You better not show a
incredible. The
picture of me
financial
in
crimes are
Florida.
Incredible. And the problem is because of the agitators and insurrectionists, whatever you want, troublemakers, but they're paid agitators and insurrectionists. Nobody talks about the fact that $19 billion at a minimum is missing in Minnesota, given to a large degree by Somalians. They've taken it. Somalians, can you imagine? And they don't do it. A lot of very low IQ people, they don't do it. Other people work it out and they get them money and they go out and buy Mercedes Benzes and they come from here, they have no money. They never had money. They never had a life. They never had a government. They never had a country.
Mary Jane
This is basically
Cookie,
no
welcome.
country. Somalia is not even a country. They don't have anything that resembles a country. If it is a country, it's considered just about the worst in the world. They come here and they become rich and they don't have a job. I was told that Ilhan Omar is worth $30 million. She never had a job. She's a crooked congressman. So here's another one. And I have, oh, by the way, we just took out, these are all what ICE is doing. And it's a dangerous job. These are rough people. Weapons. This one here is very bad. I'm going through this because I think we have plenty of time. I'm going to beautiful places in Switzerland where we'll be, I'm sure I'm very happily awaited for. In Switzerland, they don't know about this. They don't have this problem. They have other problems, but they don't have this problem. Look, killed somebody. And these are rough people. These are not, this was all allowed into our country through open borders. The dumbest policies, men and women's sports is dumb. But to me, having an open border for the world to come in, drug dealers and prisoners, Venezuela, as an example, opened their prisons into the United States. That's why one of the reasons I felt so strongly against Venezuela. Now I'm loving Venezuela. They've been working with us so well. It's been so nice. And an unbelievably nice woman also did a very incredible thing, as you know, a few days ago. We're talking to her, and maybe we can get her involved in some way. I'd love to be able to do that.
So true, Gilbert.
Maria, maybe we can do that. But we're dealing with the people and the president and all of the people in Venezuela, and we've been doing great. The oil companies are getting ready to make massive investments there. They have more oil than even Saudi Arabia. There you go. These are rough ones. This is all Minnesota, every one of them. This is one state out of many.
That's funny, Pops. Teabagging. Mugsy taking a dump on his head.
People that came from outside of the country that were allowed in by Sleepy
Mugsy's
Joe
a
Biden,
top, by
Joe
the way.
Biden, whichever you like, you can call him whatever you like. They're both right. He's sleepy and he's crooked. He was the worst president we've ever had. And we've had some bad ones too. I can tell you, all you have to do is look at trade.
Hey, that's my picture. What?
You're not getting bored with this, right?
No, keep going.
But these are people that you have to see.
273, thank you. Hit that like button.
Oh, strong arm rape, aggravated assault with a weapon, and many other crimes.
Love you guys. Build the wall. Build the
Known as one of the toughest people around. These are tough people.
Not as tough as my pops and Demi and
So
Mary
this
Jane.
is what the people are trying to protect, because all ICE wants to do is get them out of our country, bring them to prisons and jails and mental institutions from where they came. That's all they want to do. They're patriots, and they have to be abused by guys like Don Lemon, who's a loser, lightweight. I saw him the way he walked in that church. It was terrible. I have such respect for that pastor. He was so calm. He was so nice. He was just accosted. What they did in that church was horrible yesterday. Look at it. 24 convictions. 24 times.
I thought it was depends, but you might be right.
They're not charges. These are convictions. So he comes from outside the country. Do you think he's going to be good here? Convicted 24 times. He's going to be good here, right? It doesn't work that way. It's a man murder. It's one of many. One of many.
I'm noticing a pattern. All colored people.
They want to take them out of our country. and we're met with paid agitators, insurrectionists, troublemakers. They're paid. You know, when the woman was shot, I felt terribly about that. And I understand both sides.
Yes, Dad, it's AI.
When she was shot, there was another woman that was screaming shame, 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 right? You saw
Yeah, this
so
is
loud,
pre-recorded, by the way.
like a professional opera singer. She was so loud.
Last call.
What?
Our privileged airplane is leaving for
Hey
good.
now.
Before it's gone.
Pops, why are you doing that?
To qualify, you need to be a man
All
over 50,
right.
a man who has
All right. How's everyone doing today? All right, guys. Peace and love. I don't have the ability to put it on talk to text, unfortunately. So once this commercial's over, we'll get back to the show. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like button and considering subscribing and hit that notification. Not that it works, but just hit it anyway. All right. Back to the show, guys.
Start seeing results by the end of August. In just 7 days, you'll feel the difference. More energy, better sleep, and a sharper mind. By day 14, you'll see the progress. By day 21, others will notice your strength.
Let's go.
How can you have a state? And yet they're fighting us. I like that guy. Keeps nodding to me. And you agree with me, I guess.
Absolutely.
I like him. I don't know who he is, but I like him. He keeps nodding. He says, "You're right." He's obviously a little on the right side, maybe.
I love this guy. Oh,
These are rough ones.
the human
So this- we just
printer
took this
printed
off the
all these
stack.
out for
We
him.
have many stacks like this. Like I could go 30 times what I'm showing you now.
Are these going to be trading cards pretty soon?
Relations with Hezbollah. That's nice.
Asking for my pops.
Why do we allow them in our country?
Oh, why?
Hmm. I'm just looking at these charges. It's just really incredible. Many murderers. Many murderers. People that murdered.
One good thing, he did close the border. I'll give him that. Sleepy Joe, what the hell?
So what ICE does, and Border Patrol is incredible.
Who knows, Ronald?
I mean, Paul Perez and that group is incredible. Mostly Hispanic, by the way. They're like 60% Hispanic. You know, they talk about Hispanic. They're mostly Hispanic, right?
See.
And they're unbelievable people. And then they say, "Oh, we discriminate against." I love Hispanic. They are unbelievable, entrepreneurial. They have everything. I did great. I did the highest. Nobody ever got numbers like I got from the standpoint of being a Republican. But even if you look at Texas, I won the entire border along Texas, between Texas and Mexico. It never happened before. Nobody's ever done that before. I did it as a Republican. I did it. I love
But Biden.
Hispanic. And they accuse us of all sorts of things.
Smile,
60%
God
of the
loves you.
people we're talking
Amen.
about, they're the best people we have, and they're Hispanic. The Border Patrol is largely Hispanic. ICE is largely Hispanic.
Welcome,
they're
everyone.
Unbelievable people. I don't know how they can take the abuse. They're taking rough people like this, like all of them. We have 10,000 at least. I could have done 10,000 of them. You're lucky I only did like 100.
What?
And this isn't even the worst of the group. They have murderers. They have some people we can't use their picture for legal reasons, but they're up for murder.
You
in
and me
their own
both,
country.
Pops. It's a good
And
day.
We jeopardize their case. Well, we send them back. And we coordinate with other countries. A tremendous amount of work. We're all allowed in here by an open border policy of the worst president in the history of our country. A man that didn't win the election, by the way, got a rigged election. Everybody knows that now.
Weekend at
And by the way,
Biden's.
numbers are coming out that show it even more plainly. We caught them. So I just want you to know that
Thank you, Mary Jane.
it's a terrible thing. Here's the book on accomplishments,
Hey, Trey.
and this is something.
What do you say?
My finger wasn't in that sucker. They could have done some damage, but you know what? I wouldn't have shown the pain. I would have gone back. What, did you hear that?
Do it
That
again.
was nasty. But I would not have shown the pain. I would have acted like nothing happened as my finger fell off. That was nasty. I think somebody did that. I think it was him. That's right.
Oh, I love this
How were
guy.
you? You didn't do it. I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
Oh,
So, but here is the here's the book. These are all things we have. I'm going to read a few of the samples, but look at this.
oh, thanks.
These are all, each
Right.
line is something that we did. Nobody did that before. And it's big stuff too. Look, we have the hottest
Thanks,
country in
Pops.
the world.
Little John's in the house? What?
So I will read you a few. We ended Biden's stagflation. We were in stagflation. That's a disaster. That's far worse than inflation. As you know, he had the biggest inflation in the history of our country. They say 48 years. Pick your choice. But they had the biggest inflation in the history of our country. We have it right down to a normal number now. We're going to get it even a little bit lower. Created super high. What we've done
Yes, with the human
growth is incredible.
the
We
human,
created super high economic growth, and America is booming. It's booming. There are thousands of businesses right now.
human
that are being
printer
built.
he hid with. Yeah.
Many of the biggest factories in the world are being built right in our country. They're not going to other countries. They're leaving other countries. Fourth quarter GDP is on track to pass
Peace and love,
perhaps
Mary
much
Jane.
more than 5% growth, and that's despite the fact that we had a Democrat shutdown. They shut down our country, and we had 5%. Nobody's in this room has ever heard about 5%. I think
Forget
it could be
about it.
20% if we do
Remember?
it right. If we don't, every time we have good numbers, they raise interest rates. In the old days, if you had good numbers, they'd lower interest rates, or they wouldn't do anything. Here, they try and kill it. They always try and kill
Good luck,
success.
Pops.
Over the last 20, 25 years, that's the way. In the old days, if you had good numbers, the market would go through the roof. Today, if you have good numbers, the market goes down. But by the way,
Hey,
we've had
Fabian. Hey,
the
welcome,
best
everyone.
stock market in
Hit
history,
that like
the best
button, like
401ks
and
in
subscribe.
history.
Thank you.
And we inherited a mess. The numbers that we inherited were way up, and now we brought them, almost all of them, way down.
Thank you, Demi.
We brought them way down. I mean, I'm not getting, maybe I have bad public relations people, but we're not getting it across. We inherited high numbers, and we brought them way down. And look at gasoline. They have places in the country now, $1.99 a gallon. $1.99, $2.30, $2.50. I guess the average now they're saying is $2.31. I mean, he was at $4.50 and $5 for periods of time.
Yes, sir.
And he went back to the Trump formula, but he didn't do it properly, and he really went back to parts of it because you would have had $8 gasoline if they didn't. But he didn't do it properly. He had people that didn't know what they were
Barefoot
doing.
Mafia,
Core inflation
welcome.
for the last 3 months is 1.6%. 1.6. Their core inflation was so high that nobody could even calculate it. Under Biden, real incomes declined $3,000. Think of that, $3,000. That's a year. In 12 months, Trump real incomes went up by $2,000 and $3,000, and even in some cases $5,000. It's a tremendous difference. Stock market has set 52 all-time record highs during the course of the 11 months, because this was done in 11 months. Now we're actually
Hey,
officially
Mocha.
12 months as of today. 52 all-time record highs. That
Sid
means
Life,
401ks.
welcome
I
everyone.
have people see me all the
BA.
time, policemen that guard us really well. Got to know them a little bit. They said, "So you're making me look so good. My 401k is through the roof." My wife thinks I'm the greatest genius. I'm a financial genius, like Warren Buffett.
Melania who?
He told me that. He said, I think they have better returns than Warren Buffett right now. But he said, all my life, my wife has been criticizing me for not being smart financially. Now, all of a sudden, she loves me more.
Oh,
But
I love you,
we
Chad.
added $9 trillion in value to retirement accounts, saving.
All right, so here's the deal.
All right,
National
here's the deal,
Consumer
guys. I love you guys. Don't ever forget it. Hit that like button. Oh, you did. Thank you so much. I usually come on at 7:11 Eastern Standard Time, and I read all chat And I love you. So Chad always wins. You really think that, Sid Life? You might be onto something. Yes. Yes. I would have been in the military too, but unfortunately I had asthma and bone spurs. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're quite welcome. Quick stop, Dante. Yes. Ah, thank you. Smile. God loves you. And he does. All right, back to the show.
Was it $7 billion, and it came out to over $51 billion. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. The past administration, uh, they had no clue,
Thank you, Sid.
or
Life.
they were really bad, but they basically had no clue. But they did have a concept. I mean, they're still trying to sell the idea of men playing in women's sports. You saw that in the Supreme Court. I mean, some of those justices were fighting for them too. They were fighting for them. But you saw that just the other day in the Supreme Court. Men playing in women's sport doesn't work.
No.
Secured a record-breaking $18 trillion in commitments for new investments. Apple, NVIDIA, SoftBank, Oracle, TSMC, Johnson and Johnson, Eli Lilly and Company, Micron, AstraZeneca, General Motors, Hyundai, Ford, Honda, GE Aerospace, many, many others. I left a Ford plant a week ago in Michigan that they were going to close 2 years ago, and now they just announced that they're going 24 hours around the clock making cars. Terrorists did it. I don't know what the Supreme Court's going to do. I think it, to me, it reads so plainly. Couldn't be plainer. You're allowed to do a license. Tariff is probably less severe than what a license could be. But think of it. You're allowed to do a license, and then they have a clause at the end, something to the effect, or what is necessary, something to that effect. And what is necessary with tariffs. I don't know where there's a case even there, but we've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars, and if we lose that case, it's possible we're going to have to do the best we can in paying it back. I don't know how that's going to be done very easily without hurting a lot of people. But we're waiting for that case anxiously, and we have tremendous national security because of tariffs and tremendous income. You know,
Welcome, Ian
and by the way, no inflation.
Hey, Terry.
So everyone said, oh, tariffs will cause inflation. We have no inflation. We have very little inflation. And Biden had inflation, and he didn't do tariffs. We had a huge problem. We have a 62% reduction in our
I'll
trade
vote
deficit.
for you, Mom.
So
Hell
if you had
yeah.
a 1% reduction, a normal president would have a 1%, 2% reduction. Everybody would be high-fiving. At a 62% reduction, next
Mama
year we
Snoop,
won't have a trade deficit.
2028. Let's go.
We secured most favored nations agreements to slash drug prices by as much. And to me, I think this might be the biggest thing of all. We get zero talk about it. The New York Times had a story way in the back of the paper, a little story about it. I think it's the biggest thing there is when you talk about healthcare. Drug prices will go down more than ever before for any country.
Thousands of percent.
Because we were priced at such a level that we were subsidizing the entire world, big place in the world. We were paying 10, 12, 13 times more than other countries. 13 times more, not 13%, 13 times more. A pill that was selling in London for $10 would sell in New York for $130.
I love
13
this guy.
times.
Oh, I love you.
More than that even. But we secured most favored nations agreements to slash drug prices by as much as 300, 400, 500, and even 600%, including with Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Eli Lilly, Nova Nordisk, Gilead Sciences, EMD, Serenio, and many others. If you look at some of the prices that are coming down, where
Great song,
the
Pops.
price would come down $1,300, coming down to $87. Think of it. So something that was costing $1,300 is now costing $87. And the fake news doesn't want to write about it. That's why I do this. I don't like to do this, to be honest
No, he
with
doesn't like
you. But I do it because got to get the word out.
Yeah.
We signed one big, beautiful bill. I call it the great, big, beautiful bill, delivering the largest tax cuts in history. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. We made interest on
Maddie.
car loans tax deductible for U.S. built automobiles only. So
Hey,
if you build
everybody.
if you buy an
JS,
automobile
welcome.
built in the United States, we're not doing it for Germany and Canada and different places. We're doing it only if it's built here. We want them to be built here. A lot of the Canadian auto plants are closing and they're moving.
Good thing we're not socialists, you know. 10% of Intel.
Germany, and same thing with
What?
Japan and other countries. They're moving into the United States because of tariffs.
Hey, Stretch.
Because they don't want to pay the tariffs.
Welcome.
It's too much. They can't pay the tariffs.
MAGA
So
2028.
they're
Let's
coming
go.
here.
Stretch.
Nothing different than what other smart countries did, but it works better for us.
Respect
under my
is earned.
leadership.
Yep.
It's not done properly.
Welcome, Nusan.
It's done properly. We have, again,
Richard,
more
welcome.
plants being built than at any time in the history
Pants
of our
on
country.
fire.
Passed the largest spending cuts in American history, and that was true in my first. We had a tremendous first term also. We rebuilt our military. We had one of the best. We had the best economy in the history of our country, but we're blowing it away now. When this stuff starts opening up, you're not going to see anything like it probably ever again. We slashed the federal budget deficit by 27% in a single year. Think of that, 27. You could do it 2%, 1%, 0.5%, 27%. And that's with all of the things we have to do, all of the people we have to put on the payroll to get rid of people that are murderers. Again, when you see people in Minnesota that are murderers, these people are fighting to keep them there. And I say to Christie and to Tom Homan, great people, they're working so hard. Look at the border. The border is now secure. First time Biden said you couldn't do it. You need legislation. I had no legislation. I said close the border. Within 1 month, we had almost nobody coming in. Now, for the last 8 months, nobody came into our country illegally. And I find that hard to believe because you'd think somebody, because it used to be millions of people just poured into our country. And the people that do that are Democrat sort of aligned. So, they're not doing me any favors. We had nobody come in. We have a very strong border. We have very few people coming up. They're not going to make the trek because they know they probably won't be coming in. So it's not as hard as you think. But I didn't have to go back. Remember, they said we need legislation to close the border. They had millions of people coming in a month. We have nobody coming in. And we're getting their murderers out. Murderers, people from prisons and jails. Many countries opened up their prisons and dropped them into the United States. Those are the people who are getting out. And we have a lot of heart. I said, you got to lighten up on this. We have a lot of heart for
Love
people
them
that
low
came in
IQ
illegally,
people.
but they're good people and they're working now on farms.
Got them elected, right?
Luncheonettes and hotels. And we're not we're looking to get the criminals out right now, the criminals. And
hey, welcome, Jerry Hayes.
I think it's very important. Every once in a while you see a store, we take somebody. He should be out because they came in illegally. So in theory, they should be. But we're focused on the murderers, the drug dealers.
Traveling with your gun is a roll of the dice because the truth is, one small
All right,
mistake,
guys.
whether you know it or not,
How we all
leads to
doing today?
serious legal
There we go. All right. Hit that like. Oh, you guys did. Thank you so much. And please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much, Sid Life. Talk to us. I am. Oh, back to the show, guys.
Plane in to land in a country, and they put 5 planes on the runway so you couldn't land a plane. So they'd come back with the people that they were bringing back.
Hey, Netherlands.
They don't do that with me. They do that with me. They have problems. They don't do it. They accept them back. They're not happy about it, but they accept them back. Cut a record number of regulations. I promised to eliminate 10 old regulations for every one new regulation. Instead, we cut 129 old regulations for each one added. Think of that. I wanted to do 10. My first 4 years I did, when we put on a new regulation, you had to cut 8. This year I said you have to cut 10. Instead, we cut 129. So every time,
Yo, yo,
so
yo,
far,
Grifter.
can't remain like that. I don't imagine. I hope I can, because we have so much wasted regulation, stupid regulations, regulations where they go by California, which is a disaster state, with a governor that truly is doing a bad job. He's killing that state. If he ever ran the country, this country would be Venezuela very quickly. Using tariffs slash the U.S. trade deficit by an incredible 77%. The trade deficit is down,
Thank you,
and
sir.
that doesn't include the last month where we had our best month. We slashed the trade deficit by an incredible
Good one,
77%
TDB.
in 1 year with no inflation. Something that everyone said could not be done.
That
So we had
depends.
essentially no inflation.
TVD.
In fact, the last month
That
we had
depends.
almost no inflation. But we slashed the trade deficit by 77%. If you slash it by 1%, that was good. Again, we did that with tariffs and intelligence. We did that with November 5th.
I
Great
think he's
election.
lying.
We secured
Maybe.
historic trade deals to reduce barriers on U.S.
White
exports
lies.
with
He's
countries
fibbing.
covering 40% of all U.S. trade. Think of that.
Think of it.
American exports are up by more than $150 billion this year. People said, oh, we're not exporting. All we do is buy. If you keep buying, you're not going to have a country for very long.
Nope.
So we increased exports by more than $150 billion.
With a
Investment
B.
in American factories is up 41%. That's a record. Nobody goes
Welcome, Bear
41%
Claw.
up. You go 2% up, 1%
Richard
up.
P.
You go
in the
down by
house.
3%. If Kamala got elected, the 41% up would be 41% down. We removed over 270,000 bureaucrats from the federal payroll. That's another thing. So we have, we announce our unemployment numbers, call it unemployment or employment, and they were very good. But we could make them great.
Hey, Blue Eye.
But we've slashed tremendous numbers of people off the federal payroll. Because ultimately, if you're on
50
the federal
likes.
payroll,
Thank you, guys.
I mean, we have jobs where they had 10 people for every job. So we cut. Now, if you want to see some good numbers, I'll hire 1 million people. We cut millions of people off the federal payroll. I don't like doing that, but the good news, I don't feel badly because they're getting private sector jobs and they're getting sometimes twice as much money, 3 times as much money. They're getting factory jobs. They're getting much better jobs and much higher pay. But all I have to do is say, like, what the Democrats do all the time. They hire 1 million people and then they hire another million. They load it up and it says, oh, they only have a 3% unemployment rate. It's fake rate.
That's funny.
So with us, we're
DVD.
proud of the fact that we cut so many because,
DVD.
again, I don't want to cut people. But when you cut them,
thank
they
you,
go out
Mary
and get
Jane.
a better job. I like to cut them. And sometimes they have to be forced to do that because, it's like they
Easy
wanna
on
stay
my
where they are. They don't know. And then
Subaru,
all of a sudden they end up. We have
Pops.
many cases, Caroline, where people
But I love
were
Scissor Sisters.
devastated. They hated Trump. I got caught from my very boring federal job where they had, again, sometimes 10 people to do one job. And they were very upset. And now they ended up with a job where they get paid 3 times more money. They're ending up buying houses. It's like crazy. So they went from not liking me to liking me a lot because it's hard to get. We need people. It's one of the reasons. I mean, when you have good people on the farm or good people in hotels and everything else, we want to work with them as much as we can.
Amen.
Under Biden, 1 out of 4 jobs added was a government job. Think of that. So 25% of the jobs added. That's when you know that. That's 25% of jobs
Ross
aren't real jobs.
Perot.
But again,
Yes.
I could do that. I could add 2 million jobs right now. Would have an unemployed. I could say just hire some more people. I do the opposite.
Remember
I
when
say
you
get rid
took
of
me there to
everybody
see
that's
Ross Perot,
unnecessary,
Pops?
because that's the way you make America great again. When you have, all these jobs where people are sitting around doing nothing and they get a lot of money by the government, it's no good. But that's what the Democrats do. They show, oh, we were at 4% unemployment. That's a good number. But they just add jobs, or they wouldn't cut. They would never cut jobs. Under Trump, 100% of all new jobs created have been in the private sector. Think of that. Now, 1% has gone to federal So under Biden, 1 out of 4 was a government job. Under Trump, 100% of the new jobs created, 100% came from the
How many?
private sector. That's how you make your country wealthy and strong and good. We inherited the worst border in history and
1000%.
turned it into the strongest border in history. Illegal crossings have
Bigly.
plummeted
Yes.
to the lowest
Huge.
level ever recorded, down 99.999%. That means down 100%.
Israel in the house.
99.999. I want to find out who that one person is.
It
For
was
8
me.
months in a row, zero, and these are government numbers, these are not my numbers. For 8 months in a row, 0 illegal aliens were admitted to our country.
0.0.
Nobody came in. Unless they came in legally. We have a big process for having people come in legally, by the way. A lot of people are coming in
Billions
legally.
of burgers. Yes,
They have to
hater.
prove they love our country. They have to prove that
Hater in the
they're not
house.
going to need welfare. A lot of things they have to prove. For the first time in 50 years, we are now seeing reverse migration. Because we're getting all of these illegal people out. People that came in illegally.
Oh,
In many cases,
good
they're
point.
criminals in many, many cases.
I'm with you.
Remember when they used to say that the people that come into our country as immigrants are very nice people, they're wonderful people, they don't commit crime. No, they make our criminals look like babies. They make our Hell's Angels
Good one, Pops.
look like the
With the
sweetest people on
fur.
earth. The Hell's Angels are
Looking
now
at
considered
her.
a nice, high-quality person. I like the Hell's Angels. They voted for me.
Long
They
live
protected me,
Mugsy, the
actually,
king
believe it or
of
not.
all
But they
kings.
make our criminals
Mugsy.
look like babies. These are some of the most vicious people anywhere in the world. They came from the Congo. The prisons, I know the Congo because I ended the war with the Congo and
I
Rwanda.
met my wife in the Congo.
Tough group,
Yep.
very tough group. And they came from prisons in the Congo. Some of the toughest, meanest people you'll ever meet. Thank you very much. They allowed them to come into America. These are tough people. Before my election, 100% of net job creation was going to foreign migrants. Since my inauguration,
I love
100% of the net jobs created have gone to American-born citizens. That's a big thing. In other words, we're now taking care of our people.
Nice.
100% of net jobs created have gone to the American-born people. Before that, we didn't care. Designated.
If you've tried to
Oh, thank you, Stretch.
do you want something more?
Aw. Thank you, Stretch. But the king of all kings is Mugsy. Come on now. I'm a piker compared to Mugsy. Mugsy taught me everything. You know, me and Mugsy, we had a tough time at one time. But we ironed it out, you know. Don't make me come in there. Hit that like button and like and subscribe. I know where you live. No, I don't, but I'd love to know where you live. No, I would. All right, back to the show.
They're crazy. But
Yes, I am.
we've taken out almost 100% of
Hey,
the
Kier.
drugs coming in by water. Now we're
Abos.
going to be very shortly starting drugs coming
We
in
got
by
Rick
land.
Young in the house.
We know exactly where they're coming from. Remove tens of thousands of illegal alien gang members,
King
drug
of something,
dealers, murderers,
yes.
child predators, human traffickers, fraudsters.
I'm the
savage
king of
criminals
all
and
chat.
others. We removed them from our country. They're out. They're gone.
See ya.
In some cases, they're so dangerous that we put them in jail because we don't want to give them to their country. Their country doesn't do anything, and they end up coming back. We have some that we're just they're so bad that we
Oh,
don't
thank
want
you,
to
Stretch.
release them. We want to put them in.
You're the
a
king of
jail
all
where we know
barbarians,
they're
Stretch.
properly ensconced. Think of that. Remove tens of thousands of illegal alien gang members, drug dealers,
Get them out.
murderers, child
Ooh,
predators,
excuse
human
me.
traffickers, fraudsters, and savage criminals. Why wouldn't you want them removed? The reason is because these are insurrectionists that are doing this work. And, they're going to make mistakes sometimes. ICE is going to be too rough with somebody, or, they're dealing with rough people. They're going to make a mistake sometimes. It can happen. We feel terribly. I felt horribly when I was told that the young woman who was had a tragedy. It's a tragedy. It's a horrible thing. Everybody would say, ICE would say the same thing. But when I learned her parents and her father in particular is like, I hope he still is, but I don't know. Was a tremendous Trump fan.
Oh, I'm sorry,
He was
Demi.
all for Trump. Loved Trump.
Love Trump.
And it's terrible. I was told that by a lot of people. They said, "Oh, he loves you. He was. I hope he still."
He
feels
said,
that way."
"Sir,
It's hard
I love you."
situation. But her father was a tremendous, and parents were tremendous Trump fans.
Yep.
It's so sad.
All the chat right
It's
here,
terrible.
Trump fans.
Halted all refugee admissions to the United States, including from Somalia, which is a terrible, terrible place, another dangerous place. And we also stopped the pirates because they get the
thank
same
you, Mary
treatment as
Jane.
the drug boats. So when Somalia, the Somalians, you know what they're good at? That's about the only thing they're good at.
Love you, girl.
They're good at pirating ships at sea, big ships. So you have a huge oil tanker with millions of gallons.
At least he's
of
good at
barrels
something,
of
right?
oil. And if it gets hit by a big weapon, the whole thing blows up.
What?
And they don't want to fight because if they do, they're told by their insurance companies, do not hand over the ship. And they're not allowed to have any guns on the ship. They're literally, you have these massive ships being taken over by a Somalian small
Pirates. Those
boat.
pirates.
So a big weapon. Because if they hit the side of the ship can blow up. You talk about a blow up. Bad. We've seen some bad things happen. And the insurance company, some of these ships cost more than $1 billion to build.
No.
And the insurance
Hey,
companies
Kim.
say, look, we'd rather give them money than take a chance on $1 billion insurance policy. But they don't have to worry about it because we hit them the same way we hit the people with the drugs in their boat. They don't know what the hell happened. But all of a sudden, there are no pirates at sea.
Yes.
We haven't had a boat taken in a little while. Came out of Somalia, really corrupt place. It's not a country. They don't have government. They don't have anything. I always hate to see this. Ilhan Omar, she comes from Somalia, a backward country, probably the worst country. They say it's the worst country in the world. If it's a country, I don't even think it's a country. There's no
You
organization.
think, Kim?
They don't have police. They don't have military. They don't have anything. They just have people running around killing each other and trying to pirate ships. But she'll come in, comes, and then she wants to tell us how to run our country.
A fun fact, Mugsy used to be a pirate on a Somalian boat.
I
Yep.
can't stand her.
Mugsy, get off the TV now.
Terminated
It's the
all
last time I'm
taxpayer
gonna- well,
funded benefits for illegal
Won't be the
aliens.
last time, but get down, get off his nest
275,000
right now.
illegals off of Social Security. They were illegally getting Social Security. 275,000 people. I'm telling you, it's not that this is pleasurable. But
He's my
if
favorite
I weren't
comedian.
elected president,
Yes.
this country was going to be destroyed quickly, very quickly. I think within a year, if you had Kamala or a Joe type. I mean, Joe was a disaster, but
Look
if
at
you had
Mugsy.
Kamala, he was
He
the
loves his new bed. I
was
got
up
him.
by like 25 points on Joe, and they said, "Hey, let's get somebody else." This never happened. Well, I had so many firsts. You're leading somebody by a lot, and they said, "Oh, let's take him out. Let's put somebody." That's like I said to Dana
Oh,
White.
the
other
women
night.
love when he eats a
I
hot
said,
pocket.
Dana, it's like
Yes.
you have a fighter, two fighters, one guy is
Yes.
winning by a lot, and they say, "Oh, let's take this guy out. Let's put a new fighter in the ring with him." That's what happened to me. I was doing great with Biden. The whole campaign was against Biden.
Me too, Kim.
All the money was spent against Biden, and all of a sudden I got Kamala. Everyone said, "Who the hell is she?" But
Kamala
that didn't work
who?
out too well for them, but
No.
never happened before. We are about lots of firsts. Designated English as the official language of the United States of America. We did that very powerfully. And while we're at it, we also took the Gulf of Mexico, and now it's the Gulf of America. We have 92% of the shoreline. It always bothered me to say,
Oh, someone else got arrested on stream.
Mexico has a small percentage, talks about 8%. We have 92%. And I said, why is it the Gulf of Mexico? It should be the Gulf of America. I was going to call it the Gulf of Trump, but I thought that I would kill if I did that. I wanted to do it.
The Gulf of Mugsy.
People work so hard.
Yeah.
Sir, I don't think it'll look too good.
Sir.
I'm telling you, it's a good thing. And it'll be hotter than ever, I said. No, but I decided not to do that. I'm joking, when I say that. I was not
we
going to
know
call it
you're
the Gulf of Trump. Because tomorrow I'll be, Trump wanted to call it the Gulf of Trump, but he was
Mugsy, get
rebuffed.
off of his head. Ugh,
My
Mugsy.
people don't rebuff me too much. Gulf of Trump. That does have a good ring, though. Maybe we could do that. It's not too late.
Let's
No, we have
go.
the Gulf of America now. It's great. It's
Hey,
our
Google,
country
change
is
it.
proud for the attack on
Change it to
Venezuela, the
Gulf of
attack on
Trump
the Iran nuclear
on the maps. Thank you.
capability, wiped it out. I mean, first administration, Soleimani, the father of the roadside bomb, al-Baghdadi, the father of ISIS, who was rebuilding ISIS. We wiped them out. Done a great job. Signed an order that will end birthright citizenship for children of illegal migrants. That case is in court right now. That case was meant for the children of slaves. All you have to do is look at the years. Look at the years where the cases were filed and where the decisions were made. They're right at the end of the Civil War. Trying to say that in China's making a big business out of that.
Good one,
They come to the
JS.
country, they have a child, the American citizen, they get all the benefits. It had nothing to do with that. That was for the children of slaves. And I hope the Supreme Court so rules. Designated fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. It is. We lost, I believe, 300,000 people this year.
What's the most complicated part of making spreads? Probably what
I
every
love
before you
you.
decide to make a spreads.
All right. How we all doing today? I took another day off, kids. Yep. Yesterday, I napped all day, like 4 hours. Unbelievable. All right, back to the show.
Numerous successful military strikes against narco-terrorists operating in our hemisphere, including the water strikes. Drugs brought in by ocean. So I told you that we're down by, close to 100%. It's hard to get somebody to pilot those boats. Right? They have to be people that don't watch television, don't read the news. And we just blew up their facility. They had a docking facility where the drugs were stored. And now we have a great relationship with Venezuela. We're getting along fantastically with the leadership in Venezuela, so we wouldn't have to do that. This was done before the attack. But we captured and brought to justice the outlaw dictator of Venezuela.
Smoke them if you got them, kids.
Maduro,
Let's go.
Through drugs, killed millions of people in our country. Tremendous drug dealer. Also sent millions of people into our country, including Tren de Aragua, the worst gang. They say it's the worst gang in the world. They took over parts of Colorado. They just take the apartment building. They just took it away. Like we hear. They cut the hand off one man because he called the police. Who called the police? I did.
He ain't
You
calling
took my
anymore.
apartment from me. Boom. No hand. This is what they sent us. Restoring law and order. New category. D.C. and Memphis. Federal task forces deployed massive numbers of federal law enforcement officers.
It is, Pops.
And National Guard to restore safety. Crime down in D.C. is almost down to nothing. D.C. was a very, very dangerous place. And I think you probably know better than I do. I have a lot of people in the media thanked me for that.
Thank you, Mr.
But,
Trump.
some of them found it hard
Sir,
to thank me. But,
thank you, sir.
D.C. is now, look how beautiful. D.C. is now, you can walk right from here to a restaurant, right through the center of town. You can be with your child, with your loved one, with your lover. Your lover's not going to be killed anymore.
JS, spitting facts in the chat.
But you can walk right through the middle of the town, and DC is beautiful again too. You notice we took all the fences down, almost all. The rest are coming down. We got the graffiti all off. National Guard's been amazing. We didn't tell them to do that. That's not their job description.
What?
But they were picking up garbage and everything. They were great. And I don't know. To me, a town, it looks better when you have military people. These are big, strong guys. The bad guys look at them and they say, "We're not going to mess around." But What they don't know is that we took over 2,000 people out,
Amen,
permanently
Stretch.
out of DC. These were career criminals. But I feel much better seeing those people there. I went in a couple of times and had dinner in DC. I walked right down the middle of the street. I felt very safe. A year ago, I couldn't have done that. I would have been crazy.
It's up to 5.3, Charlie.
Service wouldn't let me.
Yikes! It was 4 something the other
They weren't
day.
thrilled anyway.
Holy shit!
Also, but they were
5.3, everyone.
thrilled,
30-year bond.
But,
Thank you for
we
that
did it,
update,
and
Charlie.
it was great. But DC is a great thing, and we have
Charlie P.
virtually
2028.
no
Let's
crime
go.
in DC anymore. Before we did this move, it was, and we could do the same thing with Chicago.
Oh, thank
we
you,
brought
Maddie.
Chicago down 25%.
Pops,
even though we just had a minimal
2028.
crew there. We brought Wisconsin
Pops,
down. We
Maddie,
brought
2028.
Minnesota down, way down.
Maddie,
Even
Pops,
though everything's a
2028.
fight, you know, because they want to keep those people that are lying on the floor.
Yes.
They want to keep those people.
Wow,
So, but they really
4.2,
don't.
Charlie.
I don't think
On
the
the
real people of
10
this very
year?
corrupt place,
Damn.
and the elections are totally corrupt. I
I
feel
guess we
won
better
it all
start
3
printing
times.
money, right?
Nobody's won that state since Richard Nixon. It's a rigged state. And the Somalians vote as one group, even if they're not citizens, and they vote as one group, and you get 600,000 votes against you. They all ought to get the hell out of here.
Get
They're bad for our
out.
country. Nationwide achieved the largest reduction in violent crime on record. So this just came out nationwide over the last 11 months.
Shout out to
achieved
Canada,
the largest
Gene.
reduction in violent crime on record, including the largest one-year drop in murders ever recorded. Almost 2,000 lives were saved. That's despite the fact that we took in criminals under the leadership of the Democrats and Joe Biden.
You and me both,
Or-
Pops.
Motor vehicle theft is down by 100,000
We the people.
vehicles
Yes.
nationwide.
We the
That's
chat.
Nationwide, the motor vehicle theft was out of control. Now it's very much in control. It was down by more than 100,000
Operation Warp Speed. Let's go.
vehicles to a record low. Began the process of eliminating cashless bail policies across the nation. You got to get rid of your sanctuary cities, and I hope our people know that.
Oh, I
we're
love
not
it,
gonna pay
JS.
sanctuary
I'm
cities.
stealing that one.
We're not going to pay them anymore. They are a sanctuary for criminals.
Oh, shit.
They hold criminals. We're not going to pay. They can sue us, and maybe they'll win. But we're not giving money to sanctuary cities anymore. As
Uh-oh,
of
we got a fight in the
beginning
chat.
of the month,
Uh-oh.
we began the process of eliminating the cashless bail. Well, cashless bail is where it all started. It's a disaster. And then other places. I don't know if it started in New York. I remember it starting in New York. So somebody comes in, murders somebody, and they let him out. No bail, no nothing. Basically, cashless bail means you just get
Yeah, I
bail out.
saw that. Not your
And they go outside. We have one case
Mama.
where a guy murders somebody, gets released, and goes out and murders somebody. 2 people in one day. No, we got to get rid of cashless bail. You got to pay. You got to have bail. There's a reason for bail. Long tested. Signed an executive order to bring back mental institutions and insane asylums. We're going to have to bring them back. Hate to build those suckers, but you got to get the people off the streets. You know, we used to have, when I was growing up, we had in my area in Queens, I grew up in Queens, we had a place called Creedmoor. Creedmoor, did anybody know that? Creedmoor. It was a big, I said, Mom, why are those bars on the building? I used to play Little League Baseball
Oh,
there, a place called Cunningham Park. It was quite the baseball player, you wouldn't believe. But I said to my mother, Mom, she would
scary
be
JS.
always there for me. She said, son, you could be a professional baseball player. I said, thanks, Mom. I said,
He
why
is
those
Stretch.
bars on
Yep.
the windows? Big building, big, powerful building. It loomed over the park, actually. She said, well, people that are very sick are in that building. I said, boy, I used to always look at that building and I'd see this big building, big, tall building. It loomed over the park. It was sort of, now that I think it was pretty unfriendly sight, but I'll never forget. I don't know if it's still there because they got rid of most of them. You know, the Democrats in New York, they took them down, and the people live on the
Democrats,
streets.
get it
That's
right.
why you have a lot of the
Demon
People
crap.
in California and other places, they live in the streets. They took the mental institutions down. They're expensive. But I'd say, why does that building have those bars? Boy, it wasn't normal. You know, you're used to looking at like a window. But this one, you're looking at all this steel, vicious steel, tiny windows, bars all over the place. Nobody was getting out. It's called a mental institution. That was an insane asylum. Designated
Been there,
Antifa
done
as
that.
a domestic
You got the
terrorist
shirt.
organization, and many others. It is. America is respected again on the world stage. That's
Like and
another
subscribe,
topic.
everyone. Thank you
Obliterated
so much.
Iran's nuclear enrichment capability, and Operation Midnight Hammer was one of the most successful anyone's ever seen. CNN fake news. I don't
It
know
is,
where they are.
Pops.
CNN. Anybody from CNN
Yes.
here? Fake news. Nobody wants to raise.
Oh,
their
I
hand
love the
and
hand
use their
movement
own-
stretch.
Now, if you would see,
It's like a
you don't raise your
speaker.
hand. But they said, well, maybe it wasn't that successful, which I really want.
Did you know that motorcyclists are 27 times more
All right,
likely to
guys,
die
it's
in a motor
420
vehicle
for
crash?
you. Smoke them if you got them. I'm not a fan of drugs, but my doctor said, you know what, King? You need to smoke this. It'll make your neck feel better. I said, you sure, Doc? He goes, no, try it. And sure enough, he was right. And I've kept him around. It's a pretty good doctor. And I've taken the advice of my 3 doctors in my chat. They all agree. So back to the show.
Everything. They did a great job. Then on top of that, we launched from a submarine about 30 Tomahawks on top of everything else. The place was obliterated. CNN said, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. Turned out it was worse than it was. You know who could tell you that? The Iranians would tell you that. Because if they do anything, they're going to have to start a brand new place. But they did an amazing job. That was like what we did with Venezuela. I mean, nobody's ever seen a military operation like that.
Never.
Ended 8 unendable wars in 10 months. These were unendable wars. Cambodia and Thailand fighting for years.
Wait a minute. If they were
Kosovo
unendable,
and
how did
Serbia.
he end it? That's
The Congo and Rwanda. Pakistan and India, they were really going at it.
All right,
8
there's
planes
2.
shot down. They were going to go nuclear, in my opinion. The Prime Minister of Pakistan was here, and he said President Trump saved 10 million people and maybe much more than that. They're both nuclear countries. Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia.
He stopped
were
the
gonna fight
Israel
over a
and
dam,
Iran
and I
war?
got 'em to
Good
stop. I
job.
still got to work it out because they put a dam up in Ethiopia that stops the flow from a little river called the Nile. I always think of the Nile being in Egypt, beautiful Nile with the pyramids.
He's in
but
denial.
they put a dam up. You know who paid for the dam? The United States of America. It's the biggest dam, I think, in the world. They put a dam up. I said, how did you
I
let
said,
that
damn
happen?
it.
Why would we have done that? We financed it, this country. I don't know.
And
I
they
don't know. Maybe
did.
it was a Republican president, but I don't think it was. I think it was a Democrat. But what a terrible thing. So Egypt basically is, they don't have enough water in the Nile. And they use that for a lot of things.
How about the
including
Colorado River? You guys see?
entertainment and travel and tourism and everything. I mean, I don't know. They got a big dam. I got to work that one out now, too. Armenia and Azerbaijan, President Putin told me, I cannot believe you settled that war. I've been trying to settle that war for 10 years.
Nice.
Armenia and Azerbaijan, they were fighting it for many, many years. And I ended up getting the heads of both countries in my office. Beautiful Oval Office, much more beautiful now than it ever was.
Oh.
And one side on one side, one side on the other. He said, I've been the head of Azerbaijan for 22 years, and for 22 years, I've been killing his people. And the other gentleman, and both very good guys, he said, I've been here for 7 years, and for 7 years, I've been killing his people. And they started over there, and within an hour, they were next to each other. And by the time we ended, they were hugging each other. And
Aw.
it's been a great peace, Should have gotten the Nobel Prize for each war, but I
Yep.
don't say that. I say millions and millions of people. And don't let anyone tell you that Norway doesn't control the shots, okay? It's in Norway. Norway controls the shots. So we have nothing to do with it. It's a joke. They've lost such prestige.
Yep.
Got all That's why I have such respect for Maria doing what she did. She said, I don't deserve the Nobel Prize. He does.
Give it to
When she
him.
got it, they said, wow, that's amazing. I thought President Trump would get it. President Trump deserves it. He ended up 8 wars. How nice, right? She's a good woman.
Yep.
Got all 20 living hostages returned to their families and the remains.
Thank you,
okay,
sir.
we got the 20 living hostages. We got the 28 hostages. They have 1 left that we think we know where it is. Amazing. Looked like we weren't going to get anywhere near that. Now they've got almost. And more importantly, we got many more, hundreds. We got them all. If we didn't do it, you wouldn't have had. Most of those people would have been dead. I
Hey,
don't know if
Charlie.
that's covered properly, but the 20 is great. They were the last ones. I always said the last 20 are going to be hard, but we got them. We got the last 20, and we got close to 28 of the bodies of the dead. And to those parents, that was just as important as getting their son back alive. They were almost even more intent on getting. They knew their son was dead. They wanted to get the body. I got him back. We just created the Board of Peace, which I think is
Thank you,
going
Dad.
to be amazing. I wish the United Nations could do more. I wish we didn't need a Board of Peace.
It's crazy,
And,
Maddie.
with all the wars I settled, the United Nations never helped me in one war.
Mugsy, get
I
down.
mean, I guess I'm not blaming them. I didn't call them to help. But I got, the presidents and prime ministers together. We knocked heads. We got along. And they liked me. I liked them. Every single one of them nominated me for a Nobel Prize. Every one of the wars,
Hey,
among
Armageddon.
many other people, nominated me for a Nobel Prize. But Putin told me, I cannot believe you got this war settled. I'd worked on it for 10 years because it's his territory. Rescued 83 American hostages and citizens detained from abroad without paying a lot of money. Paid no money. Apprehended terrorists responsible for the Abbey Gate bombing that claimed
Look
the
out.
lives of 13 U.S. service members in
Ooh, that
Afghanistan, the
resonated
lowest point
nice,
in the
no?
history of our country.
Oh,
That was a Biden disaster. I was getting out, but I was getting out with dignity and strength.
yep.
We were the boss. Oh, we were the boss. They wouldn't do a thing against us. And this very stupid person got in, and what a shame. They should have left from Bagram, which is the big military base, which has hundreds of acres around it.
Thank you
Should have
so
left from
much.
Bagram. Terminated visas of Hamas sympathizers and deported pro-jihad foreign nationals. Got NATO members to agree to raise defense spending to 5% of GDP from 2%, and they paid the 5%, and they didn't pay the 2%. And by the way, I did more for NATO than any other person alive or dead.
Amen.
Nobody's done for NATO.
No.
And I think for the most part, they'll tell you that. I think you could ask the Secretary General
Ask me. I'll tell
about
you.
that, but he said it. I've done more for NATO than anybody, and I see all this stuff, but NATO has to treat us fairly too. The big fear I have with NATO is we spend tremendous amounts of money with NATO. And I know
AKL
we'll come to
Hammer.
their rescue, but I just really do question whether or not they'll come to ours. I'm just asking. Just saying, right? You remember that during the debate? Just saying.
Just asking
Signed $1
questions.
trillion investment in U.S. military.
40
Next year, we
trillion,
hopefully
yep.
We'll go to 1.5 trillion. We're building battleships that are 100 times more powerful than the battleships of World War II, which are the big, beautiful things with the guns. I said, what about bringing them out of Dryden? They said, sir, what we're building will blow them away.
ASMR.
These ships are 100 times more powerful than the battleships that you see on Victory at Sea. Do you ever see Victory at Sea? What a great thing that is to watch. Renamed the Department of Defense into the Department of War, which everyone loves, by the way.
Yes.
Signed landmark critical minerals deals with Australia, Malaysia, Thailand, Ukraine, Japan, and many others.
Hey,
We're gonna have so
LSB.
much rare earth. It's actually not that rare. Getting it processed is rare, but there's a lot of rare earth. There's a lot of earth around, I can tell you. Withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization where we were paying hundreds of millions of dollars a year.
Good question, Maddie.
So we were paying $500 million a year, and China was paying $37 million a year. I said, why aren't we paying the same as China? They said,
Hey,
well,
Donnie.
Nobody asked. I said, China's got 1.4
Mr.
billion people.
Williamson,
We have
welcome.
350 million.
Danny,
probably, with
welcome.
all the-
One polluter wanted to stop
All
the
right,
walls to
guys.
take Troy
Thank you,
Jackson's longest
everyone,
son,
for
and
being
the bill
here.
went up in smoke.
If you could hit that like button, thank you so much. 73, what? We'll never break that almost 100 that I got the other day, but thank you. And if you could subscribe and hit the notification. What? Yes, yes. Yes, I'm stoned. Oh, back to the show.
A disgrace. But while Biden gave a lot of it away, it's a tiny fraction compared to what we did. I rebuilt the military, and now we're continuing to build it, and bigger and better. We need it, peace through strength. But we withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization.
Thank
so
you, Stretch.
I remember we were paying 500 million. They were paying 37 or 39 million. And I said, how come? So I withdrew, and they called, we'll give you the same deal that they had. I said, well, it should be less than that, because if they're at 37 and you have 3 times, 4 times the number of people, even maybe 5 times, I don't know. So it should be less, but I didn't want to chisel around. And I thought about it. So I could have taken 500
I'll
million
think
to
about it,
37,
Pops.
and everybody.
All right,
I
I'll do it
chose
for
not
you.
to do it 'cause it was
Next
actually very
commercial.
popular when I got out, because they were terrible. And so I chose not to take that deal. First thing Biden did is go back into it. You know what he paid? More than 500 million. So I actually
What?
called them. I said, you can buy it for less. You can make a deal at 37. There's no reason to pay 500. They didn't care. They paid more than 500. Did you know that? They paid more than 500 million. I made a deal at 37. I could have had 37. They were public about it. We'll give you the same deal that China has for 37. And they paid 500. They paid $500 million. That's the way you ruin a country. And it's the same attitude that you have on everything else with these people. They were terrible. The anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
The beautiful
we
Mary
ended.
Jane
The
is still
UN
here.
Relief and Works Agency we ended, and the fake Paris Climate Accord, which was a ripoff of America, where we had to pay $1 trillion and they were paying nothing. China didn't kick in until 2035. We kicked in immediately. We were supposed to pay $1 trillion. Russia went to a standard of 1991, which was a dirtier standard. But we had to pay top dollar. So I terminated that. Another wreck. We ended the woke lunacy and restored common sense, abolished all discriminatory diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI policies throughout the federal government and the private sector. They're gone, everybody. They're gone.
See ya.
Terrible. Terminated the Green New Scam and ended the insane electric vehicle mandate.
Thank
I
you,
love electric
Stretch.
vehicles. That caused me a little problem with a man named Elon.
All right. First
But
the
he
shirt,
understands it.
then you
He's a
want the
good
jail
guy.
stuff.
Get along.
I'll
I said,
think about
Elon,
it.
we can't have all electric cars. We just can't do it. I like the electric cars. I like his car. But in particular, I like his car.
Good point,
But we
Smile.
can't do that because some people don't want an electric car by 2030.
Yes, Mary Jane.
And
Yes.
to build the power stations all over the country would have cost $4 trillion. $4 trillion. That's more than any country has. If you got China, the United States, and everyone, you couldn't do it. And it would have taken years. And yet they were supposed to be switching over electric vehicle mandate.
Mary
Some
Jane,
people
you're gonna have to close your
don't like
eyes.
electric cars.
Pop
Some
says to
people
take
want
my shirt
hybrids.
off.
Some people want regular
Next commercial.
gasoline-powered cars. We have more gasoline than anybody.
Sorry.
And now with Venezuela, we have 62% of the
Thank
market
you,
when you include
Donnie.
Venezuela. So I ended the Green New Scam and I ended the insane electric vehicle mandate. Now you can buy
Thank
a
you, Mary
gasoline-powered
Jane.
car, a
Yeah,
hybrid,
keep those eyes closed.
and you can buy a electric vehicle. I mean, if you think if you want electric, you can buy it. Make a good deal on them right now because they made a lot of them. Permanently stopped Joe Biden's ridiculous cafe standards. That's having to do with the environment. So ridiculous. Cancel the EPA's absurd, totally absurd tailpipe emission standard, which made you spend hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds.
It made for hundreds of thousands of cars.
Good
The
girl.
numbers,
Good girl.
the cost numbers were incredible that the consumer has to pay. Imposed 25% tariff on all foreign automobiles.
You guys ready to see a
And 100%
64-year-old
tariff on
body?
Chinese cars don't come into
decaying.
the country because of tariffs.
Stay
Only
tuned.
because of tariffs. We didn't have tariffs. You wouldn't have any car. We have now more car factories being built in the United States than ever before because of tariffs. If they take those tariffs away,
They let you
China
have that in the
will eat
nursing home, Pops?
our
Nice.
lunch. They'll take all of our car business. Now, there's another way of doing it, but it's
Aw,
more
thank you,
cumbersome,
Demi.
et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to scare you, but it's much more cumbersome, not as good financial
have
security as this.
become
We have a perfect system right now. We're making a
cumbersome.
fortune. We've never been stronger, and I hope the Supreme Court does the right thing for our country.
Amen.
Because if they don't, it's such a problem. It's just so, it would be so sad.
Yep.
We're doing so well because of tariffs.
Yep.
And the people that are heading up the lawsuit, like this guy named Leonard Leo, who's
Melted diamonds? What?
a bad guy, and people that are very China oriented and foreign car oriented and foreign business oriented, but in particular China, they're suing to get rid of tariffs because they
What?
don't want tariffs. Like Coke. Coke has businesses outside of the United States.
Bring
If you have
Coke
them
back.
outside,
Let's go.
you don't want tariffs. But because of tariffs, they treat us well. Without tariffs, they would treat us very badly, as you saw for many years. They respect us more now than they
Let's
ever
go.
have respected us by a lot. And revoked the California emissions waiver to stop San Francisco communists from regulating the automobile industry and destroying automobiles and the industry in the nation. I was with Bill Ford of Ford Motors. I was with all the people at General Motors the other day, and they are making more money and building more cars than they are doing so good. All because of tariffs and what I've done. And they're building their plants all in the United States.
Hey, Critical,
Reopened
welcome back.
Anwar for drilling. That's a big deal. Launched a massive Alaskan pipeline project to export natural gas to Asia. We made a deal with South Korea and with Japan that gives us money, the likes of which
Critical in the
nobody's ever seen.
509.
Signed executive orders to end Biden's war on coal and I say clean, beautiful coal. I never say the word coal. This has to be preceded
Never.
by the words clean, beautiful coal. And put miners back to work. The miners love Trump. I think I got 100% of their vote.
Yep.
We banned transgenders from the military. We don't want transgender in the military.
Nope.
Ordered reinstatement of patriots expelled from our military with full back pay. So we had some people that were terminated and
Oh,
they're
that
coming
yellow
back into our
Coke?
military.
Forget about it.
Fired the woke boards of visitors at our military service academies. The boards of visitors were run by radical left, maybe communists, maybe not, but they were still
509
heavily
is
radical
Spokane.
left, and they were bad for us.
Oh, thank you, Mary
Signed an
Jane.
executive order to remove anti-American propaganda from federal museums and national parks. Required the federal employees to return to work in person or be fired. We don't want them sitting in their home on their bed working. We
Chicken
want them
Hawk in the
office
house. Welcome.
that we're paying for in Washington, D.C. or wherever it may be. And we've largely taken care of that mess. That was crazy. I guarantee you they're out on the ball fields. I guarantee you they're out playing golf. And you can't run a country or a company.
Shout
that
out to
way. I
this
think it's
206
happening even
Seattle.
So with
Welcome.
countries and companies. But we had so many of our federal workers that wouldn't come into work.
Oh, thank
Signed
you,
an
Mary
order
Jane.
banning all government censorship and restoring free speech. Made it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders. This was not a tough one. Two genders. Can anybody guess what they are?
50% of people in this country don't live within
All
driving distance.
right. Yeah, everyone subscribe to Maddie, MMA, and all you guys. So here you go, Pops. This is for you. Let's go. I think I'm going to get into wrestling. What do you think, Pops? Would you endorse me? Let's go. Hey, Stephen. Yes, close your eyes, Mary Jane. All right, back to the show. Hurry up, commercial. I'm embarrassed. All right. Here we go. Back to the
couple of
show.
them. I can't imagine it, but I think anybody that rules that way should lose a lot of credibility. But we banned men from playing in women's sports. All you have to do is look at the records. Look at weightlifting records. Look at swimming records. Look at track and field. It's not fair. It's very demeaning to women. Banned transgender ideology and critical race theory from our schools. Secured unprecedented settlements with Brown University, Columbia University, and many other colleges, including the
welcome,
University
Dennis
of
Hickey.
Pennsylvania, where I went, the great old Wharton School of Finance. To restore fairness in marriage, we're working with Harvard.
Oh,
right
you're
now.
making me blush, Dennis.
They've been
Come on.
very anti-Semitic. Terrible what they've done.
Oh, thank you,
And we'll see what
Pops.
happens.
And I know you don't give that out liberally, so thank you so much, Dad. I love you.
Ended taxpayer-funded student loan forgiveness for radical
High
left and
stakes
anti-American
2028.
activists.
Let's
Can you
go.
believe it? Began the process of abolishing the Federal Department of Education and returning education back to the states. And Linda McMahon is doing a fantastic job. Ended Joe Biden's
Speaking of wrestling.
weaponization of our government and removed his hand-picked radical left Marxist prosecutors from the Department of Justice, like the Range Jack Sixman. He's a sick son of a bitch. They gave me the worst of the worst.
Oh,
And here I am. How did that happen?
still standing.
How did that happen? He's a sick guy.
Yeah, he is.
Letitia James is sick.
Oof.
And Alvin Bragg is sick.
Low
They're sick people.
IQ.
And others. Fawny. You can't call Fanny. She doesn't like it. She wants to be called Fawny.
Funny.
Fawny Willis. I won. Can you imagine putting somebody through that? And then if I suggest that somebody may be guilty of a terrible crime, oh, he's weaponizing government. Trump is weaponizing government. It's terrible. Can you imagine? They say to me about weaponize. I don't weaponize anything. But what they did
Yes,
to me,
you do,
nobody
Maddie.
ever went through what I went through. And here I am in a place called the White House. It's a beautiful place. Who would have thought, right? Signed legislation
Rattler
to cut
2028.
all taxpayer funding to woke and biased NPR. And
Make
PBS.
Rattler
They're just gone now,
great
I guess.
again.
I hear they closed up. They were terrible. They were so unfair. They were so terrible. Officially reinstated Columbus Day. I like the name Columbus Day. The Italian people are very happy about it. Remember, when you go
Mamma
to Colonia
mia.
Lewis, I reinstated Columbus Day. That was an easy one. Christopher Columbus. Cut Social Security wait times by 50%, serve 65% more Social Security recipients by phone, and are on track to doubling the service and performance compared to the Biden administration. We're 2.5 to 3 times better and faster.
Amen.
Slash VA claims backlog to the lowest number ever recorded. Created Trump accounts starting with $1,000 for every newborn baby.
Anyone want to have a baby out there? We can make $1,000. Let's go, ladies.
Mr. and Mrs. Michael Dell, Dell Computer, who put in $6,250,000,000, started with nothing, and he actually invested all that money to give to kids, so that when they grow up, they have
Trey.
an account that might be worth a lot of money.
Easy, Trey.
It'll
Easy.
be riding with the markets, and they can. 20 years old, 21 years old, they could have $100,000. They could have a lot of money. It's going to be amazing. But I give a lot of credit to Mr. and Mrs. Michael Dell.
Untime him out.
Signed
No more timing
AI
out.
executive order to
Mods.
ensure the United
Final
States
warning.
dominates the future of artificial intelligence. So we're leading China. We're leading the whole world. We're producing more electricity than we ever have because I'm allowing every one of those plants to build their own electric facility. We're giving them very, very fast approvals, unlike Los Angeles with a fire. So the federal government, I want to give a lot of credit to Lee Zeldin. The hardest approval for the 20,000 houses. or
Yeah,
more
well,
that
don't
burned
time
down
out. Just
in Los Angeles
take
because
it
they
out
didn't
and I'll
have the
do the
water.
rest, all right?
They didn't
Thank you,
allow
Trey.
the water to come down from the Pacific Northwest. They routed the water into the Pacific Ocean. So we had no water there. No, he had. I would say, open up the water, open it up to the governor, to the mayor. They didn't want to do it. They wanted to protect a tiny little fish that's, I said, how can you have a fish when
No, I wouldn't go that far stretch.
It was just an excuse, I guess. But it's
But thank you.
amazing. We took 20,000 houses, and Lee Zeldin, the toughest permit is from the federal government. Within 2 weeks, every
Well, I
single
have
permit
YouTube is
was
supposed
given
to
the people
go
build their
through
houses. Then you
and
have
regulate
the
it, so
incompetent mayor
I'll
of
sue
Los
them
Angeles. He's
if they
no
sue
clue,
me.
Decide to go to Africa during the fire. So you have this incompetent mayor, and I had it out with her the night. I got right after the fire. I went there. She said, "We're working on it so that we can have everybody starting to build within 2 or 3 years." Remember that? I said, "You mean 2 or 3 days?" "No, I mean 2 or 3 years." And the place went crazy. Well, they still haven't gotten their permits. But every federal permit, every
You do
single
win,
one has been given
yes.
a year ago. And Lee Zeldin has done a great job. And he's done a great job in the approval of all these big plants.
I
and
resemble that
factories
remark.
and all
Fish
the
lips.
electricity that they're creating for themselves. I said to Zuckerberg, I said to all of them, I said to Jeff Bezos, I said to everybody. Mark Zuckerberg couldn't believe it. He said, where are we going to get all the electricity? Because you need double the electricity that the country currently makes just to fire up those big plants. I said, well, nobody can do that. So what we're going to do is let you make your own electricity. Nobody believed it. And I said, we're going to get you fast permits. So we get them within 2 weeks.
Amen.
And they're coming up with some of the most incredible
Ooh,
electric
yummy
plants
high
you've ever
steaks.
seen.
Yeah.
So each one of those massive buildings, AI or otherwise, is building
Lots
their
of
own
ketchup.
electricity. They're building their own plant. And it's incredible. Many of them are under construction already. You're going to have, we're leading AI and we're leading China by a lot. Established a MAHA presidential commission, banned many artificial food dyes.
Make America healthy
new
again.
vaccine recommendations and created new real food
Hashtag
and Bobby and Dr.
warp
Oz have been
speed. Let's
incredible.
go.
Provided $12 billion in aid for American farmers. Just gave $12 billion in aid because they got screwed by other nations. And the number of drug dealers
Hey,
have
reboot.
fallen every single month since I took office. Drug dealers are way down in the United States, and that's a small version of
Amen, Chicken Hawk.
sitting
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
That's just a small version. We took a country,
But I
that
like
was
people
dead.
to open their eyes
It's the
to see
hottest
what this
country in
guy
the world
says,
right now.
and
That's
maybe
it.
you guys can help change
So,
their
let's
minds
go.
because we want to be United States. Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President.
Please.
Hey, Johnny.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I have two questions for you. One, do you want
Watch baseball,
Wah,
Pauls.
wah, wah. All right, guys. What we're gonna do is 7-Eleven. I'm gonna switch over to just me. We're gonna continue on this same stream. Like and subscribe. I see you guys. 87 likes. Incredible. Back to the show.
They should be able to settle those wars. They don't. I believe you got to let the UN continue because the potential is so great.
and you invited Lula from Brazil to be part of the Board of Peace.
I did.
What role do you
I did.
expect him
Wow,
to play,
6'10"?
especially
A big role. I like him.
Venezuela?
Damn.
And another one, because
Are you from Brazil?
yes, the EU and Mercosur just signed a trade agreement this weekend, which is going to be the biggest trade zone, free zone in the world. At the moment, you are talking a lot about tariffs. What is your reaction to that? So, two questions. Lula.
Well, I just think this. I think we have trade like we've never had before. We're doing better on trade than we ever had before. We're not being ripped off by every country in the world like we were before. We're doing
Keep going, high stakes.
We're doing
What?
numbers that nobody's
All right.
ever thought possible. We're the richest we ever were. It's because of tariffs and the proper use of tariffs. And we're also the most secure.
He works 24 hours
As
a
an
day,
example,
Chicken Hawk.
Iceland without tariffs. they
He's
wouldn't be
amazing,
talking to us about it.
80-year-old
So we'll see
guy.
what happens. I think it's going to work out quite
Can't
well.
take that from Mr. President.
Right behind you.
Mr. President, how would you characterize your relationship with Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer right now? And have you spoken to them since your Truth Social post?
No, I haven't, but I think I get along very well with them. I mean, they always treat me well. They get a little bit rough when they're when I'm not around. But when I'm around, they treat me very nicely.
Aw.
And, I like both of them. They're both liberal. They've got to straighten out their countries. You can't, London is having a lot of problems. And if you look at
London's
Paris, they have a lot of
fallen.
problems. They have two problems, immigration and energy. They got to stop with the windmills.
Yep.
And they got to go back like UK has an unbelievable asset called the North Sea. Norway uses it, makes a fortune. They have a better section of it, and they don't do it. They could straighten out their countries, and it would be good. But I get along very well.
Mr. President.
You told Norway's prime minister
Are you from Norway?
No.
You look
Northern
She looks
man.
like she's from Norway. Go ahead.
You told Norway's prime minister that you not winning the Nobel Peace Prize made you feel less obligated to think purely of peace.
Well, I lost a lot of respect for Norway.
What?
And
But why
I
would not
believe,
winning
and
that
I believe
prize
very
affect-
strongly that Norway controls the Nobel Prize. But you have to understand, I settled 8 wars.
Give
I've
us
had,
Greenland.
Every
Come
one
on.
of those wars, every participant wrote. I didn't ask them to do it. They sent in strong they make recommendations for that. But I settled 8 wars. No president's probably ever
Amen,
settled
Trevor.
1 war. I don't know.
Mr. Johnson.
I did 8. The reason I do it is because it's easy for me to do. And I didn't do it for a Nobel Prize. I did it because I'm saving a lot of
And we
lives. I'm trying to sell the
socialized
final one.
corporations
Russia,
now.
Ukraine.
10% of
And
Intel.
when Russia's
What's up with
ready,
that?
Ukraine's done. When Ukraine's ready, Russia's done. But they're losing 25,000 people a month on average.
Mugsy,
I'm
down
trying to
off the
get that one
TV.
done.
Last time I'm going to tell
feel-
you.
But I feel that Norway has tremendous control over who gets the Nobel Prize, despite what they say.
Mr. President.
How far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland?
You'll find out.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, Kevin Hassett has said that those $2,000 tariff rebate checks would be up to Congress to decide whether or not to disperse that. Do you agree with
Sharon
Kevin
Stevens,
Hassett on that, or
welcome.
do you think you can do that?
Hey,
You know,
Juan.
I don't think we would have to go the Congress route, but we'll find out. The reason we're even talking about it is that we have so much money coming in from tariffs that we'll be able to issue at least a $2,000 dividend and also pay down debt
Nice.
for the country. But we'd do a $2,000 dividend to the people of our country. Would probably set a limit of income limit.
Are we
where
going to
it
go
makes sense.
over
So,
100 likes?
we will be
Pops?
able to make a very
Would you be
substantial
proud of me,
dividend to
Dad,
the
if
people
we
of
go
our
over
country.
100 likes?
I believe we can do that without Congress.
Mr. President. Good point, Mr. Paul.
You said that the British plan to hand the base of Diego Garcia over to Mauritius and then rent it back was an act of great stupidity. Previously, you backed that deal. Is it now your position?
He's not
that the deal
listening
should not
to
go
us.
I think that they, when they originally were going to do it, they were talking about doing
Yes,
some
it is
concept
chicken hawk.
of ownership. But now they're looking to essentially just do a lease and sell it. And I'm against that. It's a reasonably nothing like Greenland, but it's a reasonably important area of the globe. Not to anywhere near Greenland, but I think they should keep it. I don't know why they're doing it. Do they need money?
Mr. President. Mr. President.
Mr. President, with your support to the Syrian government, most probably you avoided another civil war and a bloodshed in Syria, especially
Thank
after
you, Maddie.
I did a good job.
The Syrian government the last 2 weeks
Hey,
had to use some
SOS,
force
Trevor,
to
everyone.
implement its force on specific areas. And
Well,
with
to
your
keep the prisoners, the terrorist prisoners, which is some of the worst in the world, at bay. So they were able to keep that. He's working very hard. The president of Syria is working very, very hard. Strong guy, tough guy,
Good looking
pretty
guy.
rough
No?
resume. But you're not going to put a choir boy in there and get the
Yes,
job
Mr.
done.
President, what about your
I spoke
diapers?
with him yesterday.
Sharon
We were
wants to
talking about
know
the
in
prisons
chat.
and, what was going on. We have some of the worst terrorists in the world in those prisons. And he's watching it.
That's serious, sir.
Go ahead.
President Gavin Newsom is going to be at Davos if he's not already there. You're probably going to run into him. I presume that this is for him to raise his platform for 2028. But what do you anticipate his foreign policy platform is going to be?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that he's going to be the nominee. I know this. I had a very good relationship with Gavin Newsom when we were, in office together. I was president. He was the governor of California. We had he would talk
Having a
about
great
it all.
day, Trey. How
And
about you?
Somewhere we just went astray. I just I just hate the way California
Number
is being
one,
run.
Trey in the
We
house.
actually have people leaving. It's never happened before, but I hate the way it's being run. He and I had a very good relationship. Really,
Ah,
close
that's a
to
good
the word
one. Yeah, they
exceptional.
should hand out
But
gas
now, we
masks.
seem like a-
Mr. President, Mr. President.
You've been hearing from allies.
Thank you.
No, the
Thank you
girl.
so much, President Trump. Carol Castronova from Lindell TV. And you spoke
Lindell
earlier about the
TV.
2020 election. Now that Maduro is in U.S. custody and he was criminally charged, has any more information emerged that you could share with us regarding Venezuelan election software and Venezuelan ties to tampering with the 2020 election? And would you consider speaking to Maduro personally in prison?
We have a Kryptonian in the
To
house.
get some
Welcome.
answers on Venezuela's involvement in the 2020 election.
No, I don't think I would be doing that. I think my lawyers would be very unhappy if I did that.
Yeah.
They've learned some things. Please.
Spam the chat with your favorite emoji. Let's go.
If the Supreme Court comes out and rules against you on the tariffs, and
We'll have to use something.
Hey, Ray.
You know, take
What
a
do you
look at the
say,
word
Ray?
license, take a look at other things. I mean, we have other alternatives. But what we're doing now is the best, the strongest, the fastest, the easiest, the least complicated.
Mr. President.
Sir, if you move ahead with the
Thank you for your service, Ultra Kryptonian.
You secured almost $1 trillion of commitments from them to invest in the United
Hey,
States.
Ray.
Does that go kaput
What do
out
you
the
say?
window if that happens?
I doubt it. I think they need that agreement very badly with us. They really do. They fought very hard to get it. So I doubt that, but we'll see what happens. We have a lot of meetings scheduled on Greenland. I'm leaving tonight, as you know, Davos. And we have a lot of meetings scheduled on Greenland. And I think things are going to work out pretty well, actually.
Mr. President, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Could you still go to Paris for the G7 emergency meeting as offered
Amen,
by
Trevor.
President Macron?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Mr. President, could you hit the like button, please? Mr. President.
Because, you know, Emmanuel's not going to be there.
Oh, thank you.
I'm here to give
Wow,
you
he
all
listened to
some game.
me.
I'm gonna put you up on
Dang.
something, okay?
Can you
Now,
believe
man,
that?
I
He gave me a like. Thank you, Mr. President. All the things I used to think about you, forget about it. Water over the dam, right? You still love me? I love you. Chat always wins. Never forget that. Now back to the show. Mugsy, get off the TV. Wow, that's a long commercial. Oh, back to the show. Let's go. Who's this guy? Oh, I remember him. What's his name again? Look who's calling Boomer, Boomer. You're my father. You always think you're like young. If I'm old,
Ensure
you're
that Kurdish
older.
tribes protected under effective forces against terrorism in Rojava, Syria continue as the Kurdish.
Oh, thank
see
you,
as
Mary
a
Jane.
president
We might
does
break
not
100 tonight.
Well, I like the Kurds, but just so you understand, the Kurds were paid tremendous amounts of money. Were
I'll
given
stream
oil
naked
and
if we can
other
get to
things.
100. Let's
They
go.
were doing it for themselves
Tomorrow.
more so than they were doing it for us. But we got along with the Kurds, and we are trying to protect the Kurds. That's correct.
Mr. President.
Ahead of your speech in Davos, can you give us a preview of what we can expect as far as laying out the plans for Americans to be able to buy homes?
That's
I think
it?
more than
3
anything else,
times?
What I'm going to be speaking about is the tremendous
Hiker.
success that we've had in 1 year. I didn't think we could do it this fast.
All right, I'll keep my clothes on, Trevor.
Think of it, it's just now 12 months.
Let's get to 100, Debbie
You know,
says.
I say it often. We have the most successful country in the world. We have the hottest country anywhere. in
Theater of the
world
mind,
before.
Mary Jane.
And this country would have been absolutely stone cold dead. And I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be, because, you know, a lot of them could use some of the advice as to what we did. They need energy. You take a look at the
All right, if we
energy
get to
policy,
100
they're gonna
likes,
destroy themselves with
I'll
what they're
shut
doing
this
with the
off
windmills and all the
and I'll
nonsense.
put the
They
camera
need
on me
Energy help.
and stop my
badly, or
show.
They're going to be in big trouble, and they need immigration
Chat
help
decides.
badly. How much longer do you want to go?
Call it.
I do.
Mr. President. What?
I have
119?
I have a very important call with President Erdogan.
I'm
who I
seeing
like-
96.
who I like a lot. One or two more questions.
Mr. President.
Go ahead.
Very
Go
nice
ahead,
seconds.
please. Go ahead. Red.
appreciate it.
Yes. The red blouse. Go ahead.
You talked a lot at the beginning.
Oh,
of
thank
this
you,
about
Maddie.
The economy, some positive economic indicators. Polling shows the majority of Americans don't feel the economy is doing well. Are you worried you're making the same mistake as President Biden?
No, I hope
Get
I'm
out of the
making
room.
Same mistake as him. Look, I inherited a terrible. It's a great question because we inherited a terrible, terrible mess between the border, between all the problems. The whole country was falling apart. And in 12 months, less than 12 months, in 12 months, we have the strongest border we've ever had. We have prices that are much, much lower than they were for the last. We inherited very high prices. We inherited, remember this, inflation was at a historic high. We had never had inflation like that. They say 48 years, but whether it's 48 years or ever, we had the highest inflation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree on those two things. No boys and women's locker rooms and close the border. Two good things he did.
First news conference, they were screaming at me about eggs. I was in the position for 2 days, and they're screaming. We brought eggs down to lower than what they were before. And by the way, they continue that way. We brought the prices down.
99 likes.
And from what
Thank you so much. All right, we're ready to start the show, guys.
Is a miracle. One of the reasons I'm doing this today is to explain.
1 minute.
We inherited a mess.
7-Eleven. Love you guys. Oh, there's 100. All right.
Gasoline at $1.
Blah 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 blah. All right, guys. He's gone. All right, guys. Welcome. We hit 100. Now it's just me and you. Get cozy. Oh, before you guys leave, like and subscribe. I'll bring you more Trump. I love you. All right. So, call-in number. Someone put it in the chat. I'll pin it. 978-786-1266. Let's go. Call in. Whatever you want to talk about. Politics, religion, gooning. I just found out what gooning means. Yes. Oh, let me go get my friend. I'll be right back. He will not listen. Get off the TV. I sound like a broken record. Wow. All right, guys. This is the real king. King of chat. King of all kings. If you want a kiss like that, if you want kids, we can get $1,000, ladies. Right? I do have my eggs frozen, so I can send that. They should be thawed out by the time you get them. Just send a self-addressed envelope, and I'll ship those out. Let's go. Yes, and I'll throw in a batch of Mugsies. All right? All right. Can you guys see him up there? No? All right. There we go. Mugsy, you gotta let go. I gotta move you. All right. He's always hanging around. All right, guys, what do you want to talk about? Did anyone drop my phone number so I can pin it? Let's see. All right, I don't see it. Oh, Trey got it. Nice. All right, we're going to pin that. Thank you, Trey. You're okay, Trey. All right, chat. On the comments, no timing out, chat. All right. For my mods, you can remove one. Like if you think it's going to affect the channel, I do appreciate that. And thank you for your help. I appreciate everything you do. Trust me, I do. And especially for the subscribers like Trey. He's a subscriber. Thank you so much, Trey. Who else? Mary Jane. She's also, I believe, a subscriber. And Mama Snoop. I'd like to thank everyone that subscribes to the channel. Thank you so much. And anyone that participates. You guys are what makes this show great. Right? And Demi. And Kat. Call in 1-800-MEOW. Let's go. She says, where is that? Perfect. All right, call in 1-800-MEOW. Ask for Dr. Cat. If you've got any problems or any pain, mentally, physically, call in and talk to Dr. Cat. She's so perfect. Yes. All right, back to the show. All right, let me go on the big screen here. See who we got. Oh, I'm live. What happened? Why don't I have a picture up there of Trump? I pinned a picture of Trump, and now I see my ugly mug up there. What is up with that? All right. Who do we got left here? Gene and Richard stuck around. Thank you. We got Boss Stones in the house. Richard P. sticking around. Me, myself, and I. I'm going to hit that like button to make it 104. Hold on, guys. It's kind of vapid of me to do this, but hey, I'm number 104. Let's go. There it is. Bang. Who else we got here? We got Chicken Hawk, Mary Jane Cookie. We have my pops, High Stakes in the house. Oh, High Stakes. I got to stop messing with you. YouTube loves to clip me with talking to you. And someone wrote, is High Stakes really your father? Well, I want to address that tonight. High Stakes, I call him Pops. I call him Dad. I called him when I was hungry on the streets. He was always there for me. I have nothing bad to say about my father, High Stakes. But they were asked, does your father really have Alzheimer's? And I had to tell that person that commented that, no, I do. We friendly banter between the two of us, but we love each other, and we just, yes, Big Daddy. Yes. Chicken Hawk says it's better than calling the bomb on the corner, Dad. Just saying. Yeah, I can't remember if I do. Dad, you do. You have Alzheimer's, early Alzheimer's. Yeah. No, he doesn't. It's theater of the mind, kids. Theater of the mind. Stuff I make up in my head. Sounds funny to me, but thank God I don't go back and watch myself, because I'd end this. I'd delete all my videos. Yeah. All right. Well, if Maddie says he has Alzheimer's, then who am I to say, right? I'm not a doctor. I just call it the way I see it. But we still love you, Pops. Don't ever forget that. Pops 2026, he's running this year for Senate. But if he doesn't get elected in the midterms, he is going to run for president. So it's going to be Mary Jane on the ballot. And everyone in chat will have a position in her cabinet. Yes. Oh, much love, Pops. Yeah. One of one, Pops. She's one of one. Thank God for that, right? Where's she been? Did you drive her away, High Stakes? Is that what happened? Oh, rest in peace to Pickle. He's probably not with us anymore. If you know, you know. One of one. Hashtag that. All right, back to the show. Yes, Trey, call in 978-786-1266. All right, who else we have here? See, all the regulars left except for Boston Bill. Boston Bill. Oh, no, he's been with us. All right, but we do have some people that come in to check out the. We have a lot of people lurking. Thank you so much to the berserkers, the lurkers, the chatters, the donators. I was each and every one of those things before I went on this side of the camera. I used to chat. I used to donate. I used to get banned sometimes in certain chats. Yes, that was me. I don't know if you saw me in the YouTube streets, but I've been here for a minute. Pleased to meet you. Hope you subscribe to my channel. Oh, yeah. All right. All right. I'm going to write something to you guys, and this is from the bottom of my heart. I can't even see. You know, Pops, I trade your eyesight for my. All right. I was trying to write much love and I wrote muck. So I'm going to keep that in there because I messed up. All right. But it's supposed to say much love to you guys. Yeah. I'm not going to retract it. No. It was an honest mistake. Yeah. 23 days on YouTube. Well, at least you have a toilet now. When you were a kid, you didn't have that advantage in that classroom, you know? I mean, that teacher, the therapy that you had to go through, Pops, it's just not fair. Another Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody. I got nobody because I just got paid. I ain't got nobody because I just got laid. What? I forgot the words. But yes, how about I guess Saturday Night Live did a skit on Cash Patel. It went viral. Let me see if I can find that. All right, hold on. Hold on. Hold on to your horsies. All right. Saturday Night Live, Cash Patel. I haven't seen it yet, so this will be, we'll get to watch this together. No? 3 months ago? No. Oh, it's old news. Okay, well, I am not going to mess up my channel tonight. I won't get paid if I play this, so I'm gonna pump the brakes. Thank you for 105. We went past 100 likes. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Demi. We love Dr. Cat. Has anyone she doesn't charge, guys. All her medical advice, all, is free. And she has free rattlers. She doesn't charge for anything. And I guarantee that when she's done with you, you'll be right as rain. Yep. Yep. I've been going to her since I've been knee high to a grasshopper. And I'll tell you what, she was younger than me at that point. Explain that. I don't know. Meowsins, yes. I'm sick of you cheating on me. Uh-oh. Well, I always say high stakes who once I found my friend Gemini. Wow, Gemini knew I was talking about him, so he started making me buffer. Yikes. Ickney on the M&IJ. Yikes. All right. Everyone calm down. Let's go. What's under the tarp outside, Pines? Are you trying to fill it in? Okay. What's under the tarp? I'm looking outside. Tarp. Whereabouts in the yard? I don't think I have a tarp covering anything. Whereabouts? Tell me where and I'll tell you. Traces. Who TF donates thousands to the homeless? Yeah, flock cameras. I installed those, Pops. Yeah, those are mine for my protection. I worked out a deal with them. Yeah. I supplied the pole and they put up their cameras. I thought that was a pretty good deal. Yeah. All right. You said Water makes the edges come up. Oh, the liner. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Maddie. Okay. So I have in the springtime, I have water coming from the hill into the pond. So what happened was the liner where it was coming was going underneath as well as in the pond. So the bottom pushed out. So instead of it being like this, it was pushing out underneath. So there was just as much water underneath as there was in the pond itself. So, and it made the pond smaller. So what I did was I buried that whole edge. So hopefully next spring it'll stay nice and full. In the pines we drink. There's the LGBTQ wines. Yes, wine's coming up, guys. It's almost harvest time. Oh, I have an announcement to make. All right. In the chat, I need you to do a 1 or a 2 in chat, okay? We're coming up on 1 year anniversary. 1 year anniversary. Is it the first live stream I've done? Is that when the clock starts? Or is it the first video, the first short or video? Which is my, like I went live first on 9/16 of last year. So we're coming up on that. But my first video was on 9/7. So put a 16 or a 7, which instead of a 1 or a 2, put a 16 if the live was the first video when my channel started, or is it on the 7th when I did my first video? It's when you pick up the first lot lizard. Oh, that was way. Oh, then we got a ways to go. I think I confused everyone with that question. I'm trying to figure out when my 1 year anniversary is. Okay, thank you, Kat. So she's saying the first live stream is a 16. Do you agree? I think I agree with Mary Jane on this. My first live stream should be my anniversary. Yep. So that gives me a little bit more time to get close to 1 million views in a year. I'm not going to make it, but I came close, and that wasn't one of my goals. That was too much. All right, Dr. Mantis. Oh, welcome, Dr. Mantis. We have 2 doctors in the house. Is it mental disorder? Rogan doesn't seem schizo. Okay. Went live today on Instagram. Nice. How'd it go, doctor? How'd you do? I will blow the moose horn, yes, for the anniversary. But high stakes, is it the 16th or the 7th? 16th was my first live, and the 7th was my first video. When are we going to celebrate a year anniversary? We only have 1 vote for the 16th, so that's winning so far. So that gives me about 3 weeks. It was not a lot of views. Oh, yeah. Don't get disappointed, doctor. You're going to have a lot of that, and then all of a sudden you're going to hit. All right. Probably the 18th to keep it legal. So the 16th? What's the 18th? Let me go look at the calendar. Does the 18th fall on a certain day? Let me see. Whoops. I didn't want to do that. How do we get to the next month? All right. I don't know how to. Oh, okay. I see how to do it. All right. September 18th falls on a Friday. The 16th falls on a Wednesday. And the 7th falls on a Monday. Oh, womp, womp, womp. All right. We're going to go with Kat. We're going to celebrate my year anniversary on the 16th. I think that's what we're going to do. Because we'll be live, right? Wow, we still got 45 people here. Thank you. And thank you for hitting that like button. 105. I will never top that, I don't think. Thank you for the love army, Mary Jane. For you new people, as soon as I said the number, it dropped 10. Stop that. 29. I'm sinking. I love you guys. All right. I show 87. Yeah, it was. Yeah, all right. We're going to end it. We went 2 hours. I'm going to stop the bleeding. I love you guys. 7:11 to 7. Wow, that's only 20 minutes, not even, huh? All right, we'll go a little longer. All right. All right. I'm glad you guys are talking about them, and I'm glad you're not mentioning that person's name. Thank you. I don't mind people talking and chat about other streamers. As long as you're not promoting who it is, I don't mind at all. I like it because at least you're talking about something. And it keeps the chat going. So thank you guys. All right. Off if you're I'm taking my leggings off. That Pops, you know about your varicose veins. You got to keep the stockings on. I don't know about you, Pops. I'm gonna have to talk to the nurses over there at the nurses station. Thank you, Mary Jane. Oh, thank you, Kat. Thank you, everyone. I love you guys. I wish it was legal that I could marry chat, each and every one of you. Right? Does that make me insane? Just asking questions, you know? Yes, directing her as Doctor, not Cat, Dr. Cat or Doctor. I can't tell you guys how many people she's helped in the years I've known her. I mean, I've known her since I was a little kid. So, yeah. I'm broadcasting here. But they don't care. Look at Mugsy. He's off the TV. He does listen. And I've never had to spank him once, like I was spanked as a kid. You know. Put a 1 in the chat if you were spanked as a child. And put a 3 in the chat if it worked. Maddie, yep. Well, I put a 1 myself. I was definitely. Let me see. Let me get in the chat and. Where's my. Oh, here we go. All right. 1 in the chat if you were spanked as a youngster. Maddie, it did help you. Okay. I'm gonna say 3 too. Yeah. I'm gonna say 1 and 3. I agree with you. I think it made me stronger. I look at the kids today that weren't spanked, and I'm really worried about some of them. It was a yeah. I think you pooped your pants first time you got spanked. No, Pops? Or maybe I'm confusing that with the Oregon Trail or something. I don't know. Yeah, I was beaten too, Trey. Yeah, locked in a basement. All sorts of good stuff. Yeah. Oh, we would love to hear a cat story. How about them Red Sox? Yeah. Yep, the belt, anything they could grab. How did I get off the rails on this one? Holy crap. Yeah. Love to hear a cat story. I poop my pants when someone looked at me the wrong way. That can happen. Yeah. I teared up once when that happened. Oh no, Trey. You had an animal as a father. Wow. Lost Cause, welcome. And yes, I'm king of all tweakers. I'm king of all everything. King of all Trumps. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go check out your channel there, Lost Cause. 187. Ooh, I like the number. 187. All right. Let's see what you got. Mike, welcome, Mike. Damn, you're a Viking, my friend. Nothing to see here, he says. 14 subscribers. Welcome, Mike. Kick rocks. Man. You're like no nonsense, dude, huh? I'm gonna subscribe to you, Mike. How about that? I like your style. All right. I'm your 15 subscribers, sir. All right. Guys, I have people tell me, hey, you're not subscribed to my channel. And I tell them I subscribe to everyone that subscribes to me. But some people are privately subscribed, so I don't see you. So if you want me to subscribe to you and you're subscribed to me, let me know and I'll subscribe to you. I talk to my son like a human being, says Dr. Mantis. Nice. Hey, Wise Crow. Revolution. Yikes. Power to the people. Amen. They say you want a revolution. I'll have you know. I want to change the world. You say it's the Constitution. All right. What up, Rude Awakening? Good to see you. Your son, he listens attentively, and this kitty to this day is the host of the kitty social group. Nice. Let me check Wise Crow's channel. Go to channel. Welcome, Wise Crow. See, Wise Crow doesn't have any content, but he put a playlist, so that is content. I don't like going to a channel and seeing nothing there, you know? Very cool, Wise Crow. And if you subscribe to me and you're public, I'll subscribe back. So that's the way we do. Anyone want to call in? You can get a wrench if you call in. That's one way to get a wrench. 978. Well, it's pinned down below. Thank you, Trey. Oh, thank you, Kat. Welcome, Wise Crow. I never met my father. Well, I did. I was just too young to remember. He was a firefighter in Massachusetts. And when I called him when I was adult, my stepfather handed me a piece of paper with his information on it. I call him. He's like, I can't talk to you right now. I have a daughter that's dying. I'll call you after that. And I went, click. Father, who? Little did he know I was going to be the king of nothing. No. Ooh, the king of my dirt. No, what does Nirvana say? No, that song from yeah, Nirvana did it and then Johnny Cash did it. No. Who was it? It was 9 Inch Nails song when he talks about the crown in the dirt. What is that phrase he uses in that song? Anyone know? Oh, this crown of dirt. I love that song. Hurt. Oh, what a great song. Yes, and Johnny Cash redid it right before his death. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. Hey, what's going on, Viking? Speaking of Vikings, we have a fellow Viking in the chat called Hurt. Great song, yeah. Yes. Well, good evening, guys. We have Saturday night, the 8th day, no, the 22nd day of the 8th month in the year of our Lord, 2026. Right? August 22nd. Welcome. I'm almost ready to put up my brand new TV. You know how long I've waited for that bracket to come in? I just called them. It was in California. It went from Ohio to California to come to me. It's finally in Massachusetts today. I told them cancel it. I've been waiting since the 11th. I think I ordered it on the 11th day of this month. I was just said, cancel it. I don't believe it's still in California. So they said, please don't give me a bad review. But I see it's in Mass, so I'll wait. I was going to buy one tomorrow because I have to go to town tomorrow, the big city of Holton. Yeah. A lot of love in the chat. Love to see that. Wow, 200,000 from the safe. Woof. Well, you pay one way or another once you say I do. For better, for worse, till death do they part. Oh, nice, doctor. You're gonna be in Holton, doctor. Are you from Maine, Northern Maine, up here with me? Put a one in the chat if you're from Northern Maine, doctor. Yes, the doctor's gonna get my meds tomorrow. Thank you, Doctor Mantis. I'm praying, Manus. Yes. Canadian. Canadistan. Well, I look up to you up in the great white north, along with, I have a lot of beautiful friends from Canada. What an amazing journey this has been. I thought I was going to die alone, and you guys have proved myself wrong. So I thank you. 109 likes. Wow, what an incredible night. What an incredible night. This show is brought to you by Genetic Visine called Clear Eyes. Yes, Clear Eyes. This is for Pops. Pops used to always have me hold up things for commercial value. He'll tell you about it. So I'm going to do a fake cry right now, okay? Just one eye. Like that Indian commercial. Remember that? That was so sad in the 70s where that Indian cried. So I'm looking on the TV. I don't see it coming down. Oh yeah, there it goes. Ooh, that was a good one. Super bad for your eyes, Pines. Now you tell me, Maddie. I only did one though. Okay, well then you know what you're talking about. Pops, nurse, can you go into my dad's room? Yep, 7-Eleven, and find his pants for him, please. Hold on, Pops. Someone's coming to help you. We'll get your pants. Yeah, I don't. That's the second time I've used this in years and years. I don't usually do it. Someone left it in my car from Florida. If you want it back, send a self-addressed envelope, and I'll ship it back to you. There she is. I was just thinking about you. That's crazy. I sat back and I was thinking about my friends from Canada. And I thought of you, Jazz. One of the greats. Yep. I've met so many great people, and you are one. Much love, Jazz. Bad chemicals in it. Thank you, Maddie. Jazz is a hottie. You got that right, Pops. You can tell you got my genes, or I have your genes. Yeah. Yeah. Some men have a different type, but me and my Pops, we have the same type. Yeah. Out of our league, right, Pops? But a man can dream. Let's go. Ah, she's giving the chat some love. Nice. You lost your jeans? Not those type of jeans with the G, not a J. You lost your pants. I have your jeans. Two different things, Pops. Get with the program. Come on. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take a cigarette break, but I'm going to find a video to watch while I do that. It's not fair that you guys watch me smoke. Let me see if what I can find for you guys. Hold on. 85, right? All right. I think this is the one. No. Where is it? Hmm. Oh, I know how I can find it. Hold on. Hold your horses, as they say. All right, so I gotta find a. Oh, I love this video right here. All right, ready, guys? All right, this is from Jazz Rocks U 85 channel. JAZROXU 85. This is one of my favorite ones. Here we go.
check to see that girl is in the barn. I gotta close that gate, let these out, put that one back in there.
If you want to subscribe to her, she's Jazz Rock Shoe 85 in the chat. Here's her channel right there. This is her grandma.
Little Susie. Little dog.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me comment on this video for some reason. Baby Horse Kisses So Cute is the name of it.
Come on, Sandy, come.
Is that in full screen? There we go.
You gotta get your mother.
Aww. What a cutie. Yeah, rest in peace, Grandma. Yeah, I figured that this video is like 18 years old, so I figured she's gone. What a beautiful woman, though. Aww.
Nice try.
Yeah, I want to check out Maddie's new video next. If that's okay, Maddie, put a 1 in the chat. The horse is so excited.
Soft.
This is right above you, Jazz Rock Sue 85's channel, Trey.
Out so I can push him in the gates. Okay, push him in the gates. Get back, Sandy. Hey, get back.
Oh, okay.
You're close.
What a beautiful farm, huh? Gone but not forgotten.
Wait. Nice one, buddy. Hey, how's it going? Hey. Why is everybody trying to get the camera? Hey, buddy.
Yes, Maddie, it's hers. Aww.
Buddy.
Beautiful.
I'm not. You can't do that. You're not trying to. It's not good. Trust me.
Hey,
Miniature horses are so
I can achieve anything what I want. Oh, that was a good one. All right, guys. I need Just another minute. So let me pick another one. Let's see. What's another good one? Oh, you guys want to see her just a week or two ago? Which one? Gonna get hit like the guys when they close off the streets. He's cleaning. Let's go. All right, guys. All right. If anyone wants your channel promoted, let me know. I'll play a video of yours. The goosebumps. Nice. I don't believe that was her in that car, but you do have you're in one of the cars, right? Let me see if I can remember which one. Yeah, one of them she's in the car, but I don't know which one. We can play them all. I think there's 4 of them. Yeah, let's play them all. I think she's in this one. I was the one talking the video race car. Yeah, but you're in one of them, right? I'm gonna play all of them. Here's the next one.
Last man standing.
Oh, woman. I think this is her right here. Put a 1 in the chat if this is you. Yeah. All right, I thought so. This is Jazz coming out. There she is. Yay. There's our girl. Awesome. Yep, that was her. All right, we got 2 more. An inside view. This is a continuation of that other one. August 2nd on this one.
Here we go. Day number 5. Run your chuck. A little bump to pass race to get us going.
Ooh. Look at the roller coaster. I didn't see that before. No cutting corners. That's her right there, no? Yeah. The winner. Oh, number 12. It's our girl. Let's redo it. Derby this year. Nice. Very cool. Beautiful. All right. In the Pine song. Mosquitoes are coming in. You know what time that is. Time to put the screen in. All right, we're going to play this song. I'm going to come back to say my goodbyes.
My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night?
Come over, tell me.
In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. Oh, I'd shiver the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? Oh, I'm going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. Oh, I'd shiver the whole night through. Her husband, he was
Hard-working girl.
man. Lived about a mile from here. And his head was found in a driving wheel. But his body was never found.
Ooh, sorry, Mugsy. Oh.
My girl, where will you go? Oh, I'm going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. I would shiver the whole night through. My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night?
Come on, tell me.
Tell me, where did you sleep last night?
I love you guys. Guys, sweet dreams. Don't let the bed bugs bite. How does that go? Oh, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Guys, I love you. we'll see you all tomorrow. We'll do it all over again on Saturday, right? Be here to Sunday. Have a great weekend, the rest of your weekend. And we'll see you all later with peace and love. Peace and love.